to possibly cop the Jordan 1 Low Bleach Coral and the Stage Haze Jordan 1. Personally, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be going after any of them. I may go after the lows for my girl. Not really sure at the moment. I'm waiting for Homegrown Kicks to come on. As you guys know, he's been on probably every single live I've done so far. And right now, we already saw the Jordan 1 Low Coral, Bleach Coral Pink, and the Stage Haze already drop on Undefeated. And they're going to be dropping on the Nike Sneakers app. I'm going to be giving you guys some stock numbers here in a little while if you're interested in that. I don't know if it's going to be an easy cop or a harder cop. I know that I'm pretty sure that they're both going to sell out. I think the highs might actually sit a little bit because they actually just up the price $10. Now, originally it was 170. They did exclusive access at $170, but for whatever reason, now they're 180. So I don't know if it's like Nike and Jordan Brand's plan to kind of maybe just, I don't know, take a little bit of extra chunk out of the resale market with that price increase, but they have gone ahead and raised the price $10. Let's see. What up, bro?
Oh man, what's going on?
Was you having some technical difficulties over there?
Whoa, man, to say the least. Oh, it's one of those mornings where, because of course you know what's been going on for the week, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's been one of those mornings where I thought I had my alarm set. Man, I just knew I was gonna get up at 7 o'clock and take care of everything, and alarm never went off. And the only alarm I had was the live notification, and I'm like, wait, what? I was just like, oh crap! Had to go move the car and all that other kind of stuff because we got garage stuff going on. It's oh, I need to figure out how to set my avatar picture up. I thought I had it going to, apparently not. Oh, what a beautiful morning!
I don't know if you heard what I was saying, but Jordan Brand just upped the price of the Jordan 1 Stage Haze to 180.
Stage Haze.
The one that's dropping this morning with the lows.
I hope not,
Yeah, they did, man. They're 180.
because the Flex app says like 170.
Yep. They're 170. A lot of retailers are dropping them at 170, obviously, because that's like the normal price. But if you look, and I'm gonna bring it up for you here, guys, in a second. If you look at the Nike Sneakers app, let me pull it up for you guys.
Weren't they called like coral pinks at one point in time or something like that? Corals.
They're bleached. They're the lows, the pink lows, the OG style lows that are dropping at 10 a.m. along with these. They're both called officially bleach coral. So they're dropping the Stage Haze on the sneakers app, and they're dropping the low OG.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
So if you see right here, they're now 180. What's kind of weird about that is they did exclusive access for these, and they did it at 170.
Oh, see,
So I think we're witnessing the price increase of the Jordan 1 starting today.
that would be the second price increase though,
Um,
because
what?
they started with the one, like it was 160, and then it went up to 170. And when it went up to 170, they were like, okay, now that the one is 170, everything is gonna go from 190 to two.
Well, it's been 170 for a while for the Jordan 1s, but yeah, they did go up. I think what was it 2-3 years
So
ago.
yeah, so this is like the second price hike in less than a year.
But yeah, I think
Man,
starting
for
today, we're
stuff like
seeing the
this, you
price
need that
increase on the Jordan
soundboard
1.
so you can drop that bomb there.
So I don't know if this means that Jordan 1s moving forward, starting today, are going to be 180, or if it's just for this particular release. But yeah, they're 180. Shout out to Brian Wally. What's up, my guy?
Oh
We'll have
man, you
some
can only
stock numbers
hope
for
that
you guys
this
here
is
in a little
like
bit.
some kind of mistake.
I don't think it's a mistake, man. I think they were talking about raising these prices a while back, and then it was supposed to be the Jordan 1. Then they just raised it $10 on everything else. But these right here, these are going to be 180 today on the sneakers app. Now, Undefeated dropped them at 8 a.m. our time, Eastern Standard Time, along with the coral pink lows. And I'm pretty sure they were selling them for 170.
I mean, yeah, this 180 does not make sense. This 180 does not make sense because the price increase started with the Jordan 1. Like the Jordan 1 was the first one that we saw go up. And then everybody was like, okay, 170. All right, that's not bad at all. Okay, that's cool. And then they went up, what was it? On the mids. The mids went up. And then they did like
The lows
the
too.
fours and they did like the fours and then they did it with like collabs as well. And everybody was like 200, 225. Okay, because they're collabs. And then they did the lows. And then they started creeping in with the rest of them and just made them 200 automatically outside of like collabs, and everybody was all right with it. So okay, keep playing Nike Jordan Brand, keep playing.
Yeah, so 180 for that. And if the Jordan 1 wasn't on life support as it already is, you know what I mean? If they are moving forward with the 180 price point moving forward, where every Jordan 1's going to be $180, but it's I mean, it's 10 less dollars for the resellers. It's I mean, this particular sneaker really isn't going for a whole lot on the resale market as is. I mean, I think it's slightly
Right,
over $200. You know what I mean?
right,
And if you notice, they've been taking the suggested retail price tag off of the boxes.
right. They took them off a minute ago because what was it? In a couple of my videos, I mentioned the removal of the price tag,
So
and
yeah,
they had various reasons or excuses as to why they removed the price tag, and I think one of them was that they removed them because they were making prices standard across the board. Um, and then another myth, I guess, that was out there was because they didn't have the price tags on the European boxes. So they were going to make the look of the boxes universal to try to, you know, deter fakes. So they had all kind of reasons out there as to why they were removing the price tags on the boxes. But um, I think they started removing the price tags on them, what, late, middle of last year.
yeah, it was towards the end of the year. I just I know it seems that we're kind of like complaining about $10, but it's $10. You know what I mean? If
Mm-hmm.
from now, if like I mean, let's say you cop 10 pairs per year. You know what I mean? That's an extra $10. Plus now the
Right,
resale prices, people who got them, you know what I mean, and wanted to sell them, like they're basically gonna just have to let them go for retail because after the fees, I mean, you ain't getting nothing for them.
right.
Now, as far as like this actual colorway, I do like it. Um, but this isn't something that I particularly need. I think I'm gonna try to go after the lows for my girl, not even for myself. But the lows are actually I like these OG cuts when they do them, and these are $130.
I like you know what? I like those. I mean, oh, like this is a tough shoe for me to actually go all in 100% and say, I want it. Um, because I have the shadows.
Right.
Um, and it's I don't know, it's just one of those shoes where the shadows are good enough for me. I don't need another black and gray shoe. That's why I didn't go for the 2.0s. And that's not to say that they are a bad shoe, but it just wasn't necessary. Unless you just wanted to get them and keep from beating your shadows up. Uh, I feel the same way about this shoe as well. Now, here's the crazy thing. So my girl said she liked these shoes,
Mhm.
so I went for them.
Mhm.
And she was like, you ladies do, they say, I want to match with you. I want you to match with me, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So I went for both sizes. I didn't get her size, but I got my size.
Okay.
Like I was waitlisted and then like they gave me my size. And I've been going back and forth on whether I want to actually pick them up or not. And I mean, I might pick them up and then just do a review and then just sell them at retail. But I don't know. Like,
I wouldn't mind
it,
having them. I don't necessarily need them. Like, I just picked up the
right,
non-particle grays. I picked up the military blacks. I
right.
have matter of fact, you was talking about the Shadow 2.0s. I have 2 dead stock pairs back here. Those
See,
actually
yeah,
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 those went up. Those were bricks. Everybody was dogging them out. I liked them, you know what I mean? So I picked
right.
up 2 pairs. It was pretty easy. And, I don't necessarily think I need another black and white and gray Jordan 1. However, one thing I think would have helped this sneaker out, if you look at the top, I mean, I don't know if you already got your pair in yet or that you got,
No, I hadn't gotten them yet. I
but
hadn't picked them up yet.
it from just like looking at pictures, just like right off, like from a distance, it appears at first that it's gray on the whole back of the sneaker, but in reality, it's white at the top and then it's gray at the bottom back here. And, that's more of like a kind of like a mid kinda thing that they would do, like on a
Yeah,
Jordan 1 mid. It's not that it looks bad or anything, but it does kind of throw it off slightly in my opinion. Um, and I think a lot of people weren't even aware of that because, like, just a like, first glance, like, you don't really notice that. But where the Wings logo is, it's all white, and then it has, like, the gray down here at the bottom, like, at the heel. Um,
yeah. I've never noticed that because, like, just looking at it, the only thing I see is the white side panels and the white toe box.
mhm. And then it's got the little cracked leather thing going around the, front toe
Right,
box too.
right, right.
I mean, it's not a bad
Uh,
sneaker at all. I mean, like, if you wanna pick these up, I mean, like, this is definitely gonna be a decent shoe.
I
Um,
think like and I think like the only true thing that makes this a good shoe because I'm not gonna say it's a terrible shoe. I'm gonna take the fact that like I'm being extremely selective this year, and I'm gonna take away the fact that I said I didn't need another black and gray, and just being I guess what balanced or whatnot. I mean, it's a good shoe. It's a really good shoe.
yeah,
Um, outside of the name, because it was called the Stage Haze first. That
yeah,
would have been a better name for it. Because where they got the coral, I see the inside, but like a lot of other people have said, like you can't see that when your foot is in the shoe.
right.
Um, but
It's got a
like
little hit of
it's a really good shoe
it's
for
got a little hit
somebody
of the
like
pink
me.
a little hit of
Is
the
it
pink on the tongue too.
necessary or is it a must have? No. I believe like we've gotten to the point, which is why the 180 is so mind blowing to me as well. Is it's stupid. Like that's the dumbest move they could have made. But for me, they have oversaturated the market with Jordan ones for somebody like me, and I'm just saying that's for me. Um, because I've been able to over the last like 2 years, I've been able to basically cop every single Jordan one except for like the Georgetown or um the Travis Scott fragment collab or um what's a GR?
Ones that you couldn't cop, like the UNCs and Hyper Royal, stuff like that,
Uh
stuff that was harder?
I was able to get those. I kind of passed on those. Um
I still want them UNCs.
like I just basically been able to get every Jordan one. Um I think the 2.0, the Shadow 2.0s.
Mhm.
I think I made an attempt to get them, but I just didn't really want them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another one. But it's just another one in a long list of too many ones.
Hey, if you guys ain't familiar with the homie right here, this is Homegrown Kicks, and,
Yes, 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 yes.
if you guys, haven't already checked him out, definitely go check out, his YouTube channel and his Instagram, and, as you can tell by the banner up here, it's Homegrown Kicks, exactly how you see it on the banner right there. In a little bit, Demetrius said he's gonna be on, he's working, but he's gonna find somewhere to come and kick it with us for a few. But this is the homie Homegrown Kick, so definitely go check him out, guys. Appreciate you guys for stopping through the channel today. Let us know if you're going after either the Jordan 1 Stage Haze or the Lows, the Coral Pink joints that are dropping at 10 a.m. on the Sneakers app. I will be getting stock numbers for both of these releases here probably in a little bit when the homie Brian sends them to me.
I like that
And
backdrop, man. I like how you did the boxes.
I mean, they've been like that, but I kind of rearranged some stuff. I got rid of some things, and by
Right,
getting rid of, I mean give away. I didn't sell anything. I sent you the video. Um,
right, right.
you know,
It's,
I
it,
just
it's
had
just that X and that yellow really stood out when I was looking. I was like, wait a minute, like
yeah,
have I paid attention to that before? But yeah, I like that. I like
yeah.
that.
I've moved some things around up there. Dude, I have so much stuff in this room, man, and then I got a whole. I would like to maybe move everything I have in here because I don't have everything in here, but um, this is cool, man. You know what I mean? Gives me enough room to have all this and then have the
Right,
sneakers and stuff. And
right, right.
it's like this is actually like an extra bedroom in my house, but I made it into like a really big closet, and then there's a whole nother room over there too. So eventually, if I figure out a way to make it all work, but for right now, this is what I got going on. Let's see, we got a comment that pop up here. Okay, what's the resale value? If you're talking about the Stage Haze, the Air Jordan 1 High, they dropped over in the UK a while back, and
Yeah,
those sat over there pretty much tanked the prices for those. They were going at that time around like $200 and
yeah,
US dollars.
yeah.
Then a lot of retailers started already dropping them. The
Yep.
sneakers app is today, and some of the retailers that are dropping them today either are dropping them for a second time or have already released them. I know the Flex app did raffles for them. I think that they're going to be dropping on JD Sports this morning as well. But basically, this is 200, maybe slightly over 200. You know what I mean? 220, maybe 250 in some of those like rare, bigger sizes. Maybe, unless like with like the fees and like the shipping and stuff like that. Basically, they're just going for a few dollars over retail, especially now because now they're 180. So I think we're witnessing Jordan Brand, increasing the prices starting today for the Air Jordan 1. If like the Air Jordan 1 um, wasn't on life support already
Right,
for,
right.
in a lot of
And
people's
see,
eyes anyways.
and see what's going to end up happening is they're going to have to drop those prices back down to their first price hike because they're going to really start to see a lot of them sitting and not selling. I think the only biggest selling point for ones is just going to be that Chicago. That's going to be the only biggest seller this year
Them yellow
because
toes.
Oh yeah, those two. Yeah, I forget about those all the
Yeah,
time. Yeah, yeah, those yellow toes and those Chicago's because look at the heritages. They said
yeah.
the Brotherhood.
They're still
They
sitting.
said
Both of them are still
yeah,
sitting.
right,
You
and
can
they're
you can
doing
go on JD Sports or something like that right now and buy both.
right, and they're doing restock after restock after restock. Maybe once every week and a half on the heritages. To just try, they're trying to stagger restocks for those to try to make it look like they just happen to find some more. What else? It's another Jordan one. That one that I wear as my beater.
The McDonald joints.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pink
uh,
Lumen Fusion, the Fusion
right,
Reds.
right, right. Fusion Punch or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Those are sitting. I honestly think they thought that they were going to drop the heritages, and the heritages were going to do something that the two or three before didn't do, and that they were going to be able to drop the blue pair because then a lot of people, it would have been a situation of the poor man Travis Scott fragment. Um, but I think because that heritage tanked, they're not going to drop that blue pair anytime soon anymore. Like these stage hazes are. I feel like they're just going to do so bad, and Jordan ones are going to sit, and it's just going to be a situation where, hey, we're going to have to drop the price or discount the shoe. And if they're not going to drop the price, a lot of people are going to be more willing to wait for the shoe to discount.
So you really think that you really think it's even possible that they come back and drop the price of the Jordan 1 after they just raised it today?
Yeah, yeah,
Because I know it's not I know that they didn't raise the price because this is like a special kind of sneaker or something
right,
like that.
right, right,
This is a GR that not
right,
only has a bunch of pairs out there in the world, but also is kinda tanked. So the fact that
right,
they chose this one,
right.
you know what I mean, makes you know that, like, they're pretty much gonna
They're
here's another
well
thing,
aware.
they're doing a draw for this.
So
They're
what?
doing
So,
it
I mean, so that makes me wonder what the numbers are going to look like then. Or are they
uh,
doing a draw for it to fool people to not really pay attention to that 180? Because I didn't see the 180 until you said something.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I don't know when they changed it. I feel like whenever I originally saw them added to the sneakers app, I feel like it was still 170. I feel like they
right,
just changed it.
right. I was going to say it would have had to have been an overnight thing
Right,
to throw the 180 out there, and then on top of that, make it a draw to make it look like they're limited pairs, and to force the people to buy out that 180, like to
right.
force people to panic and be like, oh, it's a draw. It might be a little bit limited than we think it is. Let me go ahead and enter it and not pay attention to the 180 and just keep it pushing. So,
Guys, if you're just joining the stream, it looks like the Jordan 1 high price has increased from 170 to 180 starting today with the Jordan 1 stage Haze that's dropping on the Nike sneakers app at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, man. Like, in a way, I get it. Like, they want the money as far as like the resale numbers and how much sneakers go for out on the resale market. But I mean, it's not like they're not making money off the 170 price point, especially if they do a super GR, which they're doing. Now they're doing a draw for this, and sometimes I really question the draw. Now, whenever they do like a hype release, let's say it's like Travis Scott or something along those lines, and they do a draw, I know that that sneaker sold out. I know
right,
that. You know what I
right,
mean? But when it's like a sneaker like this, and then they do a draw and they got 10 minutes, it's obviously gonna appear that it's sold out.
right.
So I you know what I mean? I kind of question some of those motives right there because honestly, I feel like if they did this first come, first serve, I really honestly feel like this sneaker would probably sit for a little bit. I'm not saying
Oh,
it wouldn't sell out.
absolutely, absolutely.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't sell out by lunchtime or something like that, but I think that this would sit for a little bit because mostly everybody who really wanted this, you know what I mean, that had the extra $20
Already
to
got
go
it.
on Goat and buy it,
Right.
probably already did, or,
Right.
another retailer and stuff like that. But Bobby Sneaker World, what's up, my guy? He says 180. Yes, sir.
Right. That's what I said.
Right.
That's a
Yes, sir.
no.
They are now Jordan 1s are now $180. So I hope you're doing well, Bobby, man.
You know, look, Bobby. As soon as Bobby said saw that 180, I know he's saying those are cheeks.
Yeah, facts. He probably already said that they
I
were.
know he was like, I know he was probably like, they okay, but they're not a must cop. Because Bobby, he'll do those little videos where he'll look at them. And
Yeah.
he probably said, these are nice. They're not a must cop. I think they're gonna go, but I'm pretty sure as soon as he saw 180, I know he said, these are cheeks. These are cheeks.
I miss those videos, man. Like, if you'd only do one video per month, it should definitely just be that one. You
The
know what I
eater
mean?
cheeks.
I look for them all the time. I haven't seen one in a while.
Right, right. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
shout out
think
to
Bobby.
Bobby Sneaker World. If you guys aren't aware who Bobby is, man, he does some pretty nice content, some funny content too. You could check him out
Yeah,
right there at Bobby Sneaker World. Let me throw this up for you guys, and definitely go check him out on Instagram. He posts a lot of content on there as well.
I think Bobby's just been busy with his son. His son has been training for the football season, so I think that's what Bobby's been doing.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I know it's early in the morning right now. Probably a lot of people haven't even noticed the price increase on this, but we're about to see a bunch of sneaker YouTubers probably make videos on this price increase here in the next today and tomorrow.
As far as we know, you heard it first here.
But yeah, I was looking at it this morning and I'm like, does that say 180?
Yeah,
And yeah, $10 price increase for those. Um,
man, I'm gonna say it again, and then everybody outside of the YouTube, well, not outside, but everybody else might get mad, man. Y'all heard it first here. That 180 price increase.
yep.
And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And I know that some people are probably might see this and be like, it's only $10. It's only $10. It's only $10. And I get it's only $10 and it's not like a super big deal in the grand scheme of things, but it's just, you know what I mean? Like, how much more money do they need? You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not like they're
Right.
taking that money to hire more people to increase production of sneakers so that we have a better chance at copping certain things. You know what I mean? Like, they're taking that money and what? If you were
And
gonna
doing
increase the price
nothing
of
with it.
anything, you should increase the price of the Nike Dunk. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
those are
No, don't say
ridiculously
that.
low at $100.
Right. Don't
Um,
say that because then that's no, don't say that.
Jordan Brand, please do not watch that part of the video. But no, but I mean, but in reality, those are $100. Those are probably right now more popular than the Air Jordan 1 High.
Right.
As crazy as that is to sound,
100
so
to 110.
if they were to add $10 to the retail price of that sneaker, I don't think people would mind at all. You know what I mean? But this one right here, especially with the way that it's struggling, I think it's going to make the Jordan 1 sit even more. I think right here, this is kind of going to really damage the Air Jordan 1 even more so, just because, like I said, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but when they've already saturated the market with a ridiculous amount of Jordan 1s that we've seen over the past 2.5 years, and now when it's not doing so well and they're sitting, I mean, you can go on any retailer's website right now and find an Air Jordan 1 High, whether it's the Brotherhoods, whether it's the Heritage, you know what I mean? Like there's Air Jordan 1s right now that you can buy for retail that have been sitting on those websites for
Months.
weeks or months. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They even
And
they've even taken the price label off of the dunks, and the tab is it just says suggested retail USD and no price.
right.
Um, but what? Um, like I and oh yeah. That's what I was saying. Like if you're gonna put it at 180, up the quality because 170 was good enough. 170 was good enough to keep up with the market. And for somebody that says $10 is just $10, how much gas are you gonna get out of that nowadays? Like How
2
much of your
gallons.
food has been uh shrunk down, but the price has stayed the same or
Right.
gone up? Man, hey, and they're gonna give you the same quality for a $20 price hike in less than a year. Yeah, yeah, but hey, I told y'all about how bad the the white leather is on those heritages. Y'all love it for the colorway. Hey, that's fine. Uh, but that still doesn't negate the fact that like that leather is 2013 boo boo leather. That's mid material on a high.
It's better than in Panda Dunk leather though.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's
But for
true.
but it's obviously 60, $70 more.
Right, but right. I was gonna say, but a dunk is like, yeah, a dunk is way cheaper. Like this. Okay, so the barbershop.
Yeah.
This
That's pretty dope.
this suede on this dunk is 100 times better than the leather quality on that Heritage or any other Jordan 1. I'd have to say this suede is just as good, or if not better, than the suede that was on that great Jordan 5, that all great Jordan 5 that they dropped like 2 years ago. Um, and this was only $100. So it's not like they can't do it. It's not like they cannot give you quality for a lower price. They just choose not to do it. So, I mean, and they give you a little something extra. I mean, like that guard to prove the point that it's a barbershop sneaker is not even necessary. But they did it. They put it on there for $100. And I mean, come on.
That's not
And they
bad
want
looking
to
sneaker though, man.
and they want to charge you apparently 180 now for basically a mid. They're basically giving you mid quality,
Right.
but with like a quarter of an extra bit of leather.
Well, see, that's what they do though. Like they up the price and then give you worse quality,
And then
lesser quality.
right. And then it seems like they make an excuse as to, why it is that way.
Vlogging with Demetrius says, any info on the Jackie Robinson dunks? I've been seeing reputable people selling pairs. I don't know. They're rumored to come out on the first. I don't know what's going on with that release. I know that they were supposed to drop in April. They didn't. And they were supposed to drop on July 1st. They didn't. I'm seeing a lot of people out there with pairs. So either they went to smaller boutiques and they all got backdoored because the resale prices are $800, $900, $1,000. And I think retail for them is going to be 110. Or they got, or I don't know. It's an odd release, man. I search every day for information on it because it's a sneaker that I want. But as far as like an actual any information concrete for a release, I'm not. I don't know of anything right at the moment. I'll keep searching. As soon as I hear something, I will definitely let you guys know for sure.
Um, like special dunks, the releases are always odd for special dunks.
Yeah,
You'll never get like a concrete um release retailer. You'll never get a concrete release day until maybe like 2 or 3 days before. Like it's never empirical until it's empirical. Because what Clockwork did a raffle. They did like a 3 or 4 hour raffle for the what is it? The fruit, one of like the fruit pack dunks, the
hmm
green apple. They did a raffle yesterday for the green apples that only lasted for a couple of hours, and nobody knew about it unless you're um, following Clockwork on Instagram.
yeah. It's just really weird. Um, it's like it's always like certain releases. Um, just it almost seems like they're never gonna drop. And that's the way that I'm feeling about these Jackie Robinsons. Obviously, they have to be releasing somewhere, or stores have to be getting them somewhere, because I know of some people that have been showing them.
Yeah,
Um, like for example, Jay the sneaker guy has been showing them over the past couple of days on his Instagram, and he's probably gonna hit us with a video here pretty soon, I would imagine. Um, and I'm starting to see them more and more and more pop up. Um,
right,
So I figure some stores probably already got them and probably backdoored some of them, and that's how we're seeing some of them. And so I imagine that, especially because I saw them last week, they weren't on Goat. They were only available in certain GS sizes. And now, if you go on Goat right now, there's a full size run on there. Um, yeah, that's but you know what I'm saying? So if somehow, what I mean, some of these stores did already get them, but for whatever reason, they're not dropping. But yeah, I mean, I'm really interested to try to get that sneaker. I'm not gonna pay $800 for it.
right.
Um, you know what I mean? But if they drop, I'll try to get it. I don't know. I would assume that they would drop on the sneakers app whenever they feel like it. But then
Right,
we've seen retailers drop sneakers and then sneakers app not drop it, but then drop it a
right,
month later, and things like that. So we're just gonna have to keep our eyes peeled for that. It's a dope sneaker. I really want that one.
right. Like it's been so many. Like if we think about it, um, the and I don't know why they do it this way now, but the usual pattern for SB dunks, or collaborative dunks, the pattern has been they release them all to the gatekeepers at the skate shops.
Hmm.
They seem to leave it at the skate shop's discretion when to release them, because nobody ever knows when any of them are going to drop. Perfect example. What's one of the most recent ones? The strawberry coughs.
Yeah.
Of course, there was like a bunch of pushbacks. There were some that got out. Then they were saying that like there was going to be a specific release date. That specific release date never happened, but they were released. And that's because skate shops are very secretive about when they drop their stuff. You have to follow these skate shops in order to
Right.
know when they're going to drop them. Um, and as soon as the skate shops drop all the pairs that they have, which seems to be all the pairs that are being stocked, um, you'll never see them drop on sneakers.
Right.
They will never, yeah, they will never drop on sneakers. What was another dunk?
Well, those skate shop releases, like I've tried to like follow along with them, and the closest one to me is in Ohio. Uh, and so I mean, I don't have any in my city to where that they release them or anything like that. But yeah, even so, like all those SBs, they just all go to skate shops. Every once in a while, we'll see one drop on the sneakers app. But you're
Yeah,
absolutely right. So, however they go about trying to, whether they do raffles for them, or they offer them to their best customers in their store,
right,
or
right, right,
whatever, or they backdoor them. You know what I mean?
right.
Which is probably more likely than not. Those have a way of finding their own way out onto the streets. I did see, and before you talk about that dunk, I did want to mention that I saw that Nike, when it comes to those skate shops, what a lot of them were doing was they were designing their own merch for specific dunks that they were
Yeah,
releasing. So they would
yeah,
have like sneaker on shirts and stuff like that. And Nike
yeah.
sent cease and desist letters to pretty much all those sneaker shops to get them to stop doing that, because
Wow,
Nike's not making anything off that, you know what I mean, off those
yeah.
purchases of merch. So I found that kind of interesting.
Nike should have did that in the first place, because I know a lot of skate shops were doing merch for the skunks that dropped
Hmm.
a while back. Um, and I mean, it looked like official merch. And
Right.
I would have to like double take on that. Um, and to be honest, I think the only dunks that Nike has ever dropped on their site were the Maui Wowies, the dog walkers, the what the dunk SB dunks, and that was like the what the they dropped maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. So Oh, the Gundams. Yeah, the Gundams was
Yeah,
another
those, yeah.
SB dunk that they dropped on the Nike site, but that's maybe like a handful compared to the hundreds of dunks that they've already done. Like, and then that, I mean, when you think about it, that's crazy. They've done so many dunks in the last or SBs in the last 2 years, and maybe four or two out of 10 have been dropped on the sneakers app, and the rest of them have been like left to skate shops. So
And you know what? I don't really mind that they make them exclusive to the escape shops, whatever. I mean, typically, a lot of those releases are really, really limited, so even if they drop them on the Nike sneakers app, you know what I mean, there's only 10,000 pairs and you
right,
know what I mean? Like, so I don't really mind it, but I don't know. It seems like it's, like, really weird about how they're the way that Nike and Jordan Brand have been treating retailers. Either they get them or they don't, and then if they get them, they you know what I mean?
right,
Why if you don't want them and if you don't want a lot of these retailers to have, big stock and pretty much control, the way that the sneakers are released, you know, for every single release, then I don't understand why you allow them to drop them before you.
right, right. And like the dunk in particular, or the special dunks and the SBs, if you're gonna do them the way that they do them, why even notify um the rest of the world about it? Because I mean, okay, so I understand uh that you want to cater to the skate market. And it can be looked at both ways. The skate shops are not going to make those releases fair. Meaning, well, and when I say fair, meaning they're not going to give everybody an opportunity to get the shoe,
Right.
because a lot of skaters, a lot of skate shops, they're buttholes. I'm just gonna say it. They are. Because I'm in like a couple of SB groups and stuff like that, and they're worse than old women going through menopause. Like they have the worst attitudes I've ever come across, and they're gatekeepers. Especially the older people, they're freaking gatekeepers, and they'll tell you themselves. I've had like some conversations with a couple of older skateboarders, and I'm like, dude, you don't have to act like that. Like the way you act, it's never gonna survive if you keep acting like that. But anywho, skate shops, they they backdoor it in a sense where they give their biggest clientele or their favorite people access to what they have first.
Right.
They don't look at it as backdooring, but that's exactly what it is, backdooring. And then
Right.
what's left over, they do raffles for it. And the only way you know about the raffle is if you follow the skate shops or if you
Right.
frequent the skate shops.
Right.
And I mean, on one side of the fence, I see that it's fair because they are skate shoes. They're made
Right.
for people who love skateboarding, and resellers can kiss my cheeks. Like that's a perfect way to prevent resellers from grabbing them, or the majority, because you can't stop everybody. Um, but if you're gonna do that, then why do a worldwide announce that the shoe is dropping? Why not just keep it inside of the skate community and give the people who really want them and skate in them and live and breathe that life the best opportunity? Like because it does no good for you to say, hey, the new He-Man Dunk Low, SB Dunk Low is dropping, and it's dropping on this day, because then that's gonna send everybody who's not even a skater flooding to those skate shops, trying to spoof, trying to do this, trying to do that, just to get that shoe. And then, I mean, it's gonna be limited numbers anyway.
Right. And honestly, the Nike account probably accounts for a lot of their revenue because let's face it, I
Right,
mean, the skateboarding, when I was a kid, we all around where I lived, we went skateboarding and at least tried
right,
to. I got broke, so I gave up. But you know what I mean? But I mean, that market, it's small niche. You know what I
Right,
mean? It
right,
like,
right.
that's why like they got like the Grateful Dead dunks and stuff like that. Like those skate shops ate off of that stuff. And here we got welcome to the stream. This is the homie vlogging with Demetrius. What's up, my dude?
What's going on?
What
Straight
up?
from the
What
semi
up?
with
What
the
up?
UGA cap on and the Flash T-shirt because you know you got to do that job quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Man, listen here, bro. I'm so tired. I'm running
Hey,
on
yeah,
film.
Yeah, where you at right now?
I'm in Louisiana. I'm actually on my way to Georgia. I'm gonna go try to get home tonight,
Yeah,
and then I gotta work a little bit tomorrow. So yeah, I still got another like 8.5 hours to
yeah,
go.
grinding on Fourth of
But I
July
told you I
weekend,
was
man.
going. Yeah, same to you. I told you I was gonna jump on. I try to be a man of my word.
No, man, appreciate you stopping by, swinging through. Guys, if you're not familiar with the homie vlogging with Demetrius, you can go sub up to the homie. Check him out. We go live on his channel sometimes too. So if you ever want to stop through on one of his
oh,
lives, there's a
man, James
pretty
got
good
the
chance.
batteries at the bottom ready. Okay, I thought
There's a
it was just me. I mean, okay, you get a
there's
little
a
fancy, a little razzle
yeah.
dazzle.
Hey man,
I
like
appreciate it. Yeah, if I make it home tonight, I'm gonna try and go live. So if I do, y'all know I'm gonna notify you, let you know.
Waiting for tonight. Oh,
toot. Nah, man, but definitely be careful out there for sure. Would, did you hear us when we was talking about the price increase of the Jordan 1?
Yeah, I heard the conversation. I mean, I also understand what you said. Like, why do they need more money? Granted, it's $10. Still, what do you need more money for? Because it
Right.
ain't to give us better material or
It's not.
shoes.
It's not.
It's not to
Maybe
increase
they need,
production.
right. It's not because of the overall increase in the economy because like you raised it to 170 before that even happened. So that 170 increase should cover that. Uh, it, it's
At this
I
point,
just want to
it
I
is
just
what
want
it
to
is.
talk to a Nike exec and like just
It's not like we didn't see it coming because they started increasing the prices on shoes this year, other than the ones that got pushed back into this year that kept the
right.
same prices. We knew it was coming.
But you know, like I was telling James earlier, they started. They when they said we were gonna do. They said when Nike came out with the statement, we're gonna gradually increase the prices of the shoes. The first shoe they started with was the Jordan 1 because up until 2020, the Jordan 1, it maybe like 2020, 2021. Like I'm shit with dates, but the Jordan 1 was 160. I think the last shoe I remember paying 160 for was uh what was it? It was around the Travis Scott Mochas was the last time like a Jordan 1 was 160. And I think somewhere in between that time when the Travis Mochas
Travis,
dropped,
the
shoe
Travis
prices went up to
Mocha was
170.
180, wasn't it?
Huh?
Wasn't the Mochas 180?
I think the Mochas were 200.
Yeah, something like that. So I knew
Let
it
me see.
wasn't
Hold on.
retail price.
Let
Retail.
me tell you exactly. Uh, get this mess out of the way.
Donna 2465. Hey, how you doing? Hope you're having a great morning. But yeah, like these 180 prices, like I just don't get it. I mean, it's especially when they have Jordan 1s sitting. They're literally sitting. We could go. Matter of fact, let me find some. Let me go to
Yeah,
JD
no.
Sports.
Okay, so the Mochas were 175. So yeah, somewhere around the Mochas was the
Okay.
last time we saw the Jordan 1 at 160.
I
Gotcha.
mean, I don't know. You think they're gonna sit more because of the price increase?
Absolutely.
Depending on
Like
the shoe.
I don't understand. Like and to be honest, I don't understand the logic behind it because okay, so a six. not everybody's favorite,
Right.
but they like it more than a 7. They like it more than an 8. They like it more than a 9. They like it more than a 10. A 6 a year ago would not have sat. Um, well, a 6 like a Navy 6 wouldn't have sat because like the electric green 6s, they sat and they didn't even sit very long. But for a shoe of that caliber, but um,
They messed up with that though.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
you know what they did? They made the grade school version glow in the dark, but the men's pairs
right,
didn't.
right. And that was around the time when the Travis Scott khakis dropped too, and the khakis glow. So I get why that's sad. But if okay, to that point, if the electric green 6s actually glowed in the men's sizes, they wouldn't have sat the way they sat.
No, they would have sold
But
out quick.
you've got 72 and 10 lows still sitting. That's a good shoe. Regardless of whether you want the high or not, that's a good shoe. That would have been that's a shoe that would have been a reseller's dream.
Right.
What is it? Because all those 11 lows that dropped before then, they were selling out like crazy. Like you couldn't get the white and orange 11 lows, the cherry 11 lows. None of those set. But what 72 and 10 set. Navy 6s are sick. The white Oreos, they're sick because they're trash. We're not even talking about that. But I mean, the red Oreos, they're sick because that's just like a terrible idea with speckled white on that shoe. They should have just left it red, in my opinion, and it would have done a lot better. But I don't work at night. Maybe I should. You've got what else? Green beans sitting. I knew they were going to sit because back in the day they said, like, why would you make a shoe in high numbers that when they first released, when Jordan Brand was like at a huge premium in terms of hype, those set. Why would you make a large amount this year thinking that it was going to do any different? No, it's going to sit. Heritage,
I think it also depends on the silhouette, because look at the resale prices on the Travis Scott 6s. The Travis Scott Air Maxes, at least the brown pair, is doing much better than the British khakis on resale market.
Right, but that is even a bigger tale of what you're going to run into as to why you shouldn't raise the price to 180. Because if you look at if you and like James and I were talking about, it had to have just been done overnight,
right,
on that app. Because like if you look at the resale market, everything is tanking. Like the Union LA 2s, granted it's a 2, but it's still a really damn good collab. And any kind of good collab, you would not see sitting at $20 above retail.
A year and a half ago, that would have been an $800 shoe.
Right. That Union LA before this year would have been automatically at the price where the Travis Scott $6 or the khakis are right now. And that's just automatic because before the actual release, the 2s they were at like almost 400.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you go from 400 to 250? That's retail. That's basically retail. That's close to the retail price. So
that is retail. I think it was $225 and then $25 shipping. Plus, if your state has tax, it's more than retail.
Right. So it's like, if you see the resale market tanking and you see the first month and a half of your releases or 2 months of your releases still sitting on shelves, why would you raise the price again in less than a year and a half, 2 years, whatever, $10 more? It's not going well for you. It's not going to end well for you.
Richard says, what y'all think about the Jordan 1 Stealth?
It's a clean colorway. I like the leather quality looks really good. Like, to me, the videos I've seen, the quality looks better on the Stealth than it did on the red joints, the Heritage.
I haven't seen the Jordan 1 Stealth. I don't know what it is.
Go look at my Rich SneakerCon vlog video.
Basically, it's the OG heritage. Instead of red, it's gray and white.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that one. Yeah, I've seen that one. I like that. I like that.
I like it. I definitely think, especially now at the higher price point, it's definitely gonna brick. I think it's
Yeah,
definitely gonna brick.
yeah. It is.
Okay.
Especially if they give that Boo Boo Heritage leather on it. Yeah, it's yeah.
But the leather
Demetrius,
quality.
the quality is decent on it.
Yeah, go look at Mike Rich's SneakerCon video. He showed off the pair. But talking about that 180 price increase, I don't think it would affect uh people buying it, because even if it was retail, if the shoe is trash, it's trash. It's gonna sit regardless of what that price point is. Now, the price point on the Yellow Toad and the Chicago Real Match could be $250 retail, and it's still gonna sell out because of the shoe. I don't think it's going to deter people from buying Jordan 1 because of a $10 price increase. If it's going to sell out,
Uncertain.
it's going to sell out.
Well, yeah, that's what we were talking about on certain one. Now that Yellow Toe, the only reason why that price wouldn't affect that Yellow Toe is because we got mentions of the Yellow Toe last year or middle of year before last, and we end up with the Pollens, and
Right.
people were like, they were disappointed with the Pollens, but they were like, okay, it's still a dope colorway. That's why the Pollens sang, because they weren't the Yellow Toes that Z Sneakerhead showed off and that we thought we would get. That's why the Pollens did what they did, and then it took maybe like a couple of weeks for people to say, okay, this is a dope shoe. The Chicago Reimagined, yeah, that's gonna sell out at 220 because it's a Chicago, and it's been since what, like 2015 since we had another Chicago. And the Jordan documentary like destroyed the prices of the Chicago in a matter of hours. So yeah, shoes like that are gonna sit. But I mean, sell. I'm sorry, but like other stuff, um, like the proof is in the pudding. Like it, I honestly think that $10 increase is going to hurt the Jordan 1 unless it's something just that just has a must-have look to it. The gray, like how many, like
This is
visually
the
the way
year.
people perceive gray, visually the way people perceive gray, it's not a color that brings excitement to people's thought process.
Especially
Color,
not in the summertime.
right? Colors play off of colors. Manipulate emotion. And it's a science thing, but colors manipulate emotion. And gray is not a color that's going to manipulate your emotions in a positive way. Um, it, it's man, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's gonna damage the look of Jordan 1. And it's gonna be great for people who are starting to collect, people who really want to get their collection up compared to other people like James's collection, because he's got an amazing collection. It's huge. He's got more shoes than he knows what to do. And I want to be just like him when I grow up. But like people trying to catch up to like James and like other YouTubers, sneaker YouTubers, it's going to be the best opportunity. Like we've been saying before, it's going to be a entry level sneakerhead's dream because everything is going to be sitting. It's going to, like, the sneaker market is going to reset back to like before 2016 when it really started to take off.
Guys, if you're interested in picking up either the Air Jordan 1 Stage Haze or the Coral Pink Lows, the draw is now open on the Nike Sneakers app. If you're interested in picking either of these up, you got 7 minutes left to join. They're doing a draw for both of these. I honestly think there's probably more interest in these lows than the Stage Haze.
Yeah.
But
Check out Stage Haze been out for a while.
yeah,
Technically, it's just now coming out on Sneakers app.
Right. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that too. Why is it so slow? Like, why has sneakers a app that normally tries to get their stock off first? Why have they been delaying their stock releases?
You know what I kind of feel like? I kind of feel like some of the stuff that they're dropping later on, I kind of feel like it's like whatever the retailers couldn't sell, and then they drop it on the sneakers app, throw up a little draw. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right,
that's it. Why they're 180 and only for the highs, for the Stage Haze highs, why they're only 180 on the Nike sneakers app is all you need to know right there. Because other retailers dropped them at 170.
right. I'm just
Morning when
hoping that
Undefeated
that's a
dropped them, they were
glitch.
170.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that that's a glitch, and
I don't
then
think
that
it's a glitch.
everybody that goes for them is going to be charged 170. Because if the stores drop them at 170, and which makes me need, which I'm going to check the Flex app to see what the price is. But if they're dropping them at 170 and sneakers is dropping them at 180, that's a load of BS. That's a
Yeah,
load of BS.
my friend, she went for him on the flex yesterday. She hit on these ones right here and
Right.
170.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. And if they, and you know what? Just because of this right here, this whole conversation, I'm gonna go pick them up. And if they try to hit me with 180, oh, y'all will definitely know because they will be on the shelves. They will be on the shelves after 7 o'clock because they. And here's this is another thing that's letting you know how bad this stuff is getting. They've extended their pickup times to 7 o'clock. Like
Yeah, yeah,
before,
They know,
before
they
you
know
had
people. They know
until
people not picking them up.
right before you had until 3 o'clock to pick the shoes up, and then they extended the time to 6 to cater to the people that had to get off of work at like that said, oh, we got to get off at we don't get off of work until 5 o'clock. Then now they've extended it an extra hour to the people. So you have until 7 o'clock to pick them up because the malls close at 9 on Saturdays. So yeah, you got until 7 o'clock to pick the shoes up.
yeah. And that's why I stopped entering a lot of the raffles. Man,
Hey,
I
yo,
work till 5, so if I win, I can't pick them up. I can't have nobody else go pick them up for me.
Right,
But you know what I mean. But I'm supposed to keep entering your raffles and stuff like that. I
right,
mean, if your store's open till 9, dude, give me till 9. Even at 6 or 7 o'clock, it's still gonna be hard for me to get there because that's the highest traffic.
right,
You know
right,
what I mean?
right,
Like, and that's and I don't know. A lot of things that a lot of these retailers and sneakers, Nike does, kind of boggles my mind as far as that. But like, I never understood the pickup time. What you mean? I got until 12 to 2 to get here.
right.
You know what I
Because
mean?
Jimmy Jazz will tell you in a heartbeat, you got until 12. Nobody can come and get them for you. And
Right.
if you don't get them by 12, you don't get them. That's how I got my girl a pair of Marina Blues because I was at the mall picking up my pair. And because I got off of work at what, like 2? And I just went straight to the mall to go pick up my pair from Finish Line because yeah, I had hit on Finish Line, and Finish Line gives you a good little amount of time. And I remembered, I'm like, oh yeah, Jimmy Jazz drops their pairs at 12 o'clock, and if you don't come get them at 12, that's it for you. So yeah, I was able to grab her a pair. But
I'm still here. My camera was overheating, so I just muted it for a second. Matter of fact, I'm
I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta get back on the road. I just want to make sure I stop through though. But I still be
all right,
listening
all right, man, be safe, out there. You in swamp lands, man.
in. Yeah, like I said, if I go live tonight, man, I'll let y'all know.
Watch out for them that gonna gators out there.
Huh?
I said, watch out for them there gators out there.
Yeah. All right, fellas.
All right, man, be safe.
Yep.
But Jimmy Jazz, yeah, they don't give you any opportunities, and they give no cares. And Hibbit is pretty dope. Hibbett, if you can't get there by the time that they drop the shoes or their cutoff time, they will actually let somebody else come pick up the shoes for you. So, Hibbett gave you some leeway. Hibbett was always good in my opinion for that. So but yeah, now they're giving you till 7 o'clock, and that ought to let you know how desperate they are. So why put them on the app for 180?
Yeah. So how we feeling about the stage Haze? I'm not a fan of the suede on the side. I'll
Um,
let you take this one.
Man, it's so hard to drop the prejudices about about the shoes. Once I've gotten into that mindset, it's hard because of, again, you know why I'm being selective. But like, and when, oh gosh, they're okay. They're okay. The shoe is okay. It's not a terrible shoe. It's good if you haven't been able to get any Jordan ones in the last couple of years. The simplicity of the colorway is always going to be good for resale, but that was then. This is now. It's probably not going to be like the best reselling shoe you'll ever have. But yeah, it's a clean shoe. It's a clean shoe.
For the toe, it's not bad. As far as,
Right.
like, if you wanna, sell it or flip it, I don't know that it's the greatest investment or anything like that, in my opinion. Will it go up over time? I mean, everything goes up over time. It's a question of how much and which size you picked up, honestly.
Right.
But, I mean, would I invest in it? No, I wouldn't.
A year and a half ago, you would have been able to pimp this shoe. You would have been able to. A year and a half ago, this shoe would have been the kind of shoe where people would be like, it's all right. And as soon as a lot of people start seeing them on feet, you would see the resale price increase, because that's what happened to the 2.0s. The what were they called? The stealth, or I don't know, stealth or shadow 2.0s. Yeah,
Yeah, the
the
Shadow
shadow
2.0s,
2.0.
yep.
Yeah, because the resale was really low for the shadow 2.0s. And then like a lot of people weren't really high on the 2.0s. A lot of people were on the fence. And now, over the time that they have been out, the resale value has steadily increased on those 2.0s.
Yeah, these have definitely gone up. I remember, like, everybody dogging this sneaker out as far as,
Yeah,
reviews went, but I thought it was
right,
pretty dope. I was a big fan of the OG Shadows, so, like, this to me
right.
wasn't bad. I was able to get 2 pairs, and, these have definitely gone up. I mean, these were bricks, you know what I mean? A lot of people
Yeah,
didn't like the, material on the front toe box and, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Is it the best quality Jordan 1? Obviously, it's not, you know what I mean? But this is super wearable,
right,
and that's gonna take
right.
us right to what Sam is saying here. Stage Haze is super wearable. It
Yep,
definitely is. It
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Sam, I usually take half days off on raffle days. See, and that's the thing. That's what I never understood about these retailers. The fact that I'm able to come to your store and purchase a $200 shoe is because I have a job. You know what I'm saying? And then
Right,
you tell me I gotta pick them up by noon. Like, bruh, like, I'm at work at noon. You know what I mean? You're open
right,
till 8, 9, 10 o'clock.
right,
Why can't I
right,
come after work? It's still release day. But, even if I had to, and that's another thing. Even if you wanted me to pay for it, so you knew I was coming,
right,
take my credit card. I can go on your website and use my credit card for everything else.
right, right, right. That's and that was an argument I used to make for people in that situation, because like I said, I was lucky enough to be able to basically have the flexibility to make my own hours. So basically I would work from like early in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was always good on picking up like my releases, whether it
Mhm.
was like Hibbett or one of the foot stores. um so, and I wasn't hitting anything on Jimmy Jazz, so it didn't really make a damn bit of difference. But um, I was always good to go. And for people that couldn't get off by what was the cutoff time at Foot Locker for the longest, like 3 or
I
something
think
like
it was
that?
3 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For people who couldn't get there by 3 o'clock, dude, I felt so bad for you. Like I
Yeah.
felt really bad. because like the only people that were winning in that situation were resellers
Right.
because resellers made their full-time job out of sitting around the house waiting for shoe releases. So they could, like, y'all don't understand how many resellers I used to see sitting outside of hovering outside of the store at like 2 o'clock, waiting for 3 o'clock to hit. They'd be in the food court, eating, looking like fat, greasy mama's boys, waiting, hovering. And I used to be like, damn, like I already know what's getting ready to go down. I already know. Um,
Jumper Man Eric said he got a W on the lows with your bees
Congratulations.
right here. Hey man, I ain't seen you well, man. Hope you're doing well, man. Hey, go check out Jumper Man Eric. He does a lot of really cool reels on Instagram. He got a YouTube
Right.
channel,
I
and
hadn't spoken to Eric in a while.
yeah, he just recently had a baby, man. So shout out to Jumper Man Eric,
Oh,
man.
congratulations.
Jumpman Eric, I'm sorry. Yeah, man, congratulations on everything and congrats on the W on the lows. I know a lot of people that like these lows. All the girls at my work though were going after the stage haze, believe it or not. A lot
Right,
of girls like
right,
those.
right.
My boss, she just hit on the stage
She hit you a pair.
haze. So
That's funny.
you know what I mean? It's funny because like all the dudes I know wanted the lows here, and all the girls wanted the like the regular stage haze highs or whatever. So
Right, right. And I think that might be the case of pink, number one, and girls are tired of pink. Because we've heard that for the longest. They're tired of getting just like the girly colors for their
right,
releases.
right,
And then I think also a lot of guys get access to the highs really easy.
right.
The girls have the trouble getting to the highs because resellers. The women's sizes are usually the money sizes. So yeah, I think that might have been why the roles were reversed. The men going for the actual lows now, and the women are going for the highs now.
Yeah, so like I found that kind of interesting. Just talking to girls and guys, as far as like which ones they liked more. I really like the OG cut lows when they do them
Yeah,
because I like Jordan 1 lows anyways, but
right, right.
I do like them. I passed on the what was it, the Mystic Blues that dropped yesterday or the day before.
Those are dope. Those are dope.
I like them, but like, you know what I mean? I got Royals, like I don't
Right, right.
I'm
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm really trying to save up right now because like uh
you
them
want those
Travis is coming
Chicago?
out, them Chicago's, them Yellow Toes, them Jordan, Fire Red threes. Those are all in my must cop list. So like, just getting those. I mean, like, I mean, if I really, really want them later on, I'm sure that they probably ain't gonna be busting for like a whole lot of money on resale. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
right,
not this year, anyways.
right,
But I don't know. I don't necessarily need them. You know what I mean? Like,
right, right.
but they were pretty dope. Like, honestly, like I did like them. But when I got stock numbers for those, I can't remember what it was. Could look it up real quick, but there really wasn't that many. It was pretty limited for those. It wasn't like a lot of pairs or nothing.
Interesting.
Did you try to go for them?
No, nope, 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 nope. It's part of my new mentality, my selectivity mentality. I did. If I felt like if I went for those lows, that I was gonna really want the highs, and I already really want the highs, so I wasn't gonna do that to myself.
Right. No, it makes sense. But yeah, I mean those are pretty dope. I mean, if you was able to pick those up, you know what I mean? Like I know that they'll probably look over like a lot of things. But like if you got
Yeah,
Royals or you know what I mean, even if you got like the OG Royals or the Royal Toes or something like that, you
right,
really
right,
don't need those, you know what I'm
right,
saying? Like
right. And oh yeah, that was another thing too. I've got Marina Blues, I've got Royal
yeah.
Toes, so yeah,
They were like the Mystic Blues was dope though, in my opinion, because it was like that perfect balance between like the Marina Blues and like the Royal Toes. You know what I mean?
yes,
Like
yes,
it literally sat like right in the middle. It could have gone like either
yes,
way. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And so, that is one thing I did like about them a lot. You know what I mean? But
And just from the look, it looked like they put some fairly decent looking leather on there.
that's another thing. I heard the leather was pretty nice on them too. A lot of people were talking about the materials on these coral pink lows here that you know what I mean, like the suede and stuff like that was really nice on these.
Right.
What
I
was it?
know everybody's
Timeless.
crossing their fingers.
think it was Timeless that I watched his review, his early review on them, and he was saying he was big on these. Like he bought them early. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was big on these, and he was saying like how the materials, like how the suede and stuff like that was really really nice. So you know what I mean? Um,
Right.
uh,
I don't know if I could buy them because of the suede that's on the toe. It's I don't know. It's one thing to um have like suede. I don't know. I don't know. That's hard to explain. And it might not even be suede on the toe. It might even be like nubuck.
right.
And if it's nubuck on the toe, because that's what it looks like. It looks like nubuck on the toe and more of a suede on the back. And for anybody that might not know the difference, it's uh the length of hair on it. But nubuck, when you stain a nubuck, oh my god, oh god, and for it to be such a light color on the toe, like pink, I'm talking about passion pink or whatever, hot pink. If it's nubuck hot pink and you get a stain on the toe of that shoe,
It's a wrap.
right, and it doesn't matter if it's a water stain, a dust stain, a dirt stain, a food stain. It you will never get that shoe the same. So everybody who gets that, you better spray some stain repellent on that toe.
Facts. Jumpman Eric says, I'm the low guy. Love me some Air Jordan 1 lows. Facts, me too, man. And then he also says, so close to 5K. Congrats, man. I appreciate you guys. Guys, if you're new to the channel, man, please hit that subscribe button. I am on that road to 5,000 subscribers. Also hit that like button. It does go a long way. I'm not really good at asking you guys to like and subscribe and all that. That's why I got the little banner down at the bottom, but I really would appreciate all the support. You know what I mean? If you guys are new here. And if you're not new here, please definitely hit that like button for me. Really, really appreciate it. Also, go check out my boy right here, Homegrown Kicks. He's having a lot of success on Instagram. He posts a lot of content there. And yeah, definitely go check him out and his YouTube channel. Hey, my camera overheated. I'm going to turn this off for a second, go to the bathroom, and then turn this back on.
Yeah, go ahead and drop kick that like button. But don't break your foot. Don't be like me and break your foot. Definitely drop kick that like button because these lives are crazy. These lives are exciting. And we definitely give out some important information, or James definitely gives out some important information when it comes to these lives. But yeah, we're talking about the Jordan 1 Stage Haze, or the Corals as they're being called. If you have not joined us earlier, or if you did not already know, if you look on the sneakers app, the Stage Haze price has gone from 170. Because remember, they increased the price a year and a half ago, or however long ago, it wasn't too long, but they increased the price of the Jordan 1 from 160 to 170. On the Nike sneakers app, that price has now gone up from 170 to 180. And that had to have happened overnight. The crazy thing about that is, number one, the prices increased when Jordans are sitting. But another thing about that is they have already released overseas at 170. They were even sitting on resale for 200, which is not bad. But they've dropped on the Flex app and any other app for the 170 price tag. So everybody who hit in store are getting them for 170. Anybody who is hitting on the sneakers app is getting them for 180. And me personally, I hope that's a glitch, because that is some crap. That is some messed up crap. And they also did them under the draw system. And we were talking about that earlier. Why the draw? My thoughts, and I think James's thoughts as well, were they're trying to make them sell out. They're trying to force people to buy them at that 180 price tag. And I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to that either. Because we didn't pay attention. I didn't pay attention to that because I wasn't necessarily going to go for the shoe, but James was the one that brought it to my attention this morning when I hopped on that they were 180. So if I didn't notice, how many of you actually noticed? Put it in the comments. And even people who watch the video after the recap, how many of you all actually noticed that they increased the price to 180? Sound off on Instagram, sound off under this video, sound off on Twitter. Just go crazy. Go crazy about this 180 price hike, and hopefully we can force them back down to 170 because I'm not gonna pay for GRs at 180.
Definitely, you know what I mean? Definitely let them know that, you're aware of it. Because they ain't even say nothing. Nobody made a video on that. They just overnight just made it 180 all of a sudden. Wise Soul, what up, my guy? How you doing this
We
morning?
we need that bomb effect because James dropped the bomb of the 180. Yeah, that's the best we can do right now.
But yeah, man, like it's just I don't know. I'm still shocked that they did that, man. Not there wasn't no like, hey, listen, you know what I mean? Fall of 2022, you know what I mean?
Right,
It's gonna be 180. I know that them Chicago's they're saying it's gonna be 180. I also heard that they're gonna be over 200.
right,
I
and
think
that's
it will
fine.
be 180. Obviously, now it's at least gonna be 180, but
Right,
they
right.
can sell them Chicago's for whatever it's gonna sell. You know what I mean? But
And you
like,
know what? That is fine right there. 180, 200 for the Chicago's is fine because they
yeah,
introduced it to us as reimagined. They put us in the mindset of a collab or an SE or something new. So
right.
we've already gone into that with the expectation that it's going to be possibly $200, no more than that. A GR? Hell no. Hell no.
Nah, not especially not something like these stage hazes or
Right.
I mean,
Yellow tones?
could you
I want
imagine?
the yellow toes. The hype is high, but
Yeah,
180? Hell no.
Yellow Toes 180? No?
Hell no. Now, that's not going to say I won't buy them.
Yeah.
But when I say hell no, that means I'm not okay with the yellow toes being 180.
I don't think that the Yellow Toes are gonna be easy at all to get, no matter what the price point is. I think that got a lot of hype. I think that got enough hype.
Yes. Yes. The
I
hype
think
has
those
been
they could even get away with 200 with those, I think.
hell no. Well, I mean, they could for some other dummy, but not this one. I mean,
That
I'm
one's
a
gonna but
dummy.
see, that one's gonna resell high,
Right.
I think. That one's gonna I
Right.
mean, that's not gonna sit there at $200, 220 on GOAT or something like
Right.
that.
Right.
That's gonna be like 300, I would say. Like that's gonna have plus you know how they do it. They're gonna make like 14 pairs. You know
Right.
what I mean? And it's not
And,
gonna
and
be a
the
promo.
only
There's a
reason
decent
is
amount of hype
because
for those.
And the only reason is because of the pollens. Like the yellow toes have been hyped for almost 2 years now. But and then they gave us the pollens. So like, yeah, they're gonna resell for a high price. But does that justify 180? No. I mean, I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy because I've got a plethora of shoes that like I don't wear on a regular. And I've bought into like paying resale and I've bought into paying increased pricing for like minimal level quality. So I'm a dummy, but like damn, like Nike, how dumb are you trying to make me look?
Bro, these Pollens are still not doing nothing.
Let me see.
It says price currently below retail.
Wow, a 10 is 180. That's like, yeah. That's crazy.
And bro, I got 3 pairs. I mean, they're all I mean, all 3 are for the personal, you know what I mean? I've been wearing one
Right.
and I got 2 to stock. It's just because they're my team colors, my city colors.
Dude, I still can't believe you wear size 8, man. That just blows my
Well,
mind.
I'm typically in most things, I'm like an 8.5, like Air Maxes and stuff.
Right. Well, yeah,
Um,
because it's Air Maxes and like Air Maxes
yeah,
have like narrow toes.
Jordans, I used to just buy like true to size, like when I say true to size, like you know what I mean. Take that as you will. But I found when I went down a half a size in Jordans, I didn't
Right,
mess them up as much. Like I
right,
increased them up as much. So that's why, because I could fit it. You know, it's not like super tight on me, but like,
right,
you know what I mean. Also too, like I find that like the 8 is a little bit more easier to get than the 8.5s normally.
right. But
Um, but in
that
most
just
things, I'm 8.5. Yeah.
that just blows my mind. Like, I mean, I would have, man. if anybody asked me, if anybody was like, "Hey, HD, what size does James wear?" I would have said every bit of like a 10 and a half, 11, 12, somewhere in there. I would have gone like
I'm a little
11.
guy, man. I'm 5'6", 155 pounds, man.
But
I'm
still,
I'm
like
little.
that, I mean, but still, it's mind blowing. Okay, so to put this into perspective, the last time I wore a size 8,
He's probably in
I
middle
was
school.
in, no, yeah, I was in middle school and I was 4'10". I was shorter than the shortest girl
Yeah.
in my school.
I
And
mean,
I'm just like,
I wish I was a GS size. I'd have everything. I'd have every. You imagine this room?
right, yeah. Then you be in coffee's territory because coffee is a grade school size. Coffee
Last one
wears
says we should have
7.
known when Nike and Jordan Brand started doing us like Europe earlier this year and taking off the suggested retail sticker. Facts. That's what me and Homegrown was talking about earlier. I knew that they was gonna start doing some weird stuff. And at first, I really thought it was just gonna be because they were increasing the price of the regular retros, like
Right,
the
right,
threes, the fours, like all those were gonna be 200. And I figured that they already probably made them already, because they make those 8,
right,
9 a year in advance because like they got to make hundreds of thousands or pairs, and they probably just ripped that sticker off because of the decision to increase the price $10.
right,
But then when they changed the price of the Jordan 1 overnight, and I'm telling you, this is what it's going to be from now on. Like it's not
right,
just for this sneaker because this sneaker,
right,
the Stage Haze, this was not like a must like have. This was not a
right,
super hype shoe to where like they could have got away with the 180.
right.
You know what I mean, or anything like that. They literally changed the price on the Jordan 1 today to 180, in my
And,
opinion. Matter of fact, let me look at I don't think there's any other ones on the sneakers app, but I can almost guarantee you the next time we see one, it's going to be $180. And if it's not, and they only raise the price to 180 for this, I got some serious questions for Nike as to why. Because this
right,
sneaker bricked in the EU, UK, it
right,
pretty much been sitting at retailers because they dropped them weeks ago. Now they're redropping them again, and then the
right.
sneakers app released, obviously, and they all released them at 170 except for the Nike sneakers app.
So
So
like this is starting to set the tone for why they took the labels off of them. I think well, and it's just a theory. I think they're just going to start randomly playing with prices um, for the future. And we're gonna because like in the beginning, everything started with the Jordan 1, and then it made its way up to the other different silhouettes in terms of price changes. Again, Jordan 1 went up from 160 to 170. Um, the other silhouettes went from 190 because they sat at 190 for maybe like 6 months longer than what then after the Jordan 1 increase, and then they increased to 200. Now you're starting to see those shoes that increased to 200, some of them going for 225. They've
yeah,
been flirting with 225, 250. Um, and I think at this point in time, and again, this is only a theory, um, allegedly, as they say, they're going to just fluctuate like the market with these prices. You might see one Jordan 4 1 week go for 200, and then you might see a Jordan 4 2 weeks after that go for 225, 220.
right.
And then you
Well,
might see another one after that drop back to 200. And I
in May
think,
we saw the military blacks; those were 210,
right,
and then in
right,
June the infrareds were 200.
right,
Back in
right.
2021 when the lightnings came out, those were 220, I believe.
220,
I think it was
what was
220,
it like?
225, something like that. It was definitely over.
Maybe.
Well, it was well over 200
Right, right, right,
because that's why people were so upset because they thought that those were going to do numbers, like they were going to be able to flip them for a decent amount of
right,
money. but they
right,
were retailing for 225 or whatever, and then like they were 250.
right.
You know what I mean?
And
So like
then
they weren't really going for a lot.
I think it's going to be a situation where individuals such as yourself and I, and people who have been doing it a little bit longer, I think it's going to be a situation to where the younger people are going to forget about what the price was, what the average price was,
Right.
and it's going to be a battle royale argument of what the prices were. And it's more than likely going to push individuals such as you and I out of buying shoes. I think with if they fluctuate with the prices, it's going to push us out of buying shoes. It's going to make us say, okay, you know what? I'm good with what I got because clearly we got a ton of shoes. I'm good with what I got. You all can have it. If you're willing to pay these ridiculous up and down prices, you
Right.
all can have it.
And it's not even just so much that, you turn us off from buying sneakers, you just might turn us off from buying them as often.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like I'll still buy, but I'm gonna be way more selective. Oh, another black and yellow sneaker? Yeah, I don't need that. I got 5 of them.
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Just because you move white to here and the yellow to there and the black part to there, like, yeah, I don't need that. I already got I'm good. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Um, so as to where, typically
right.
like a black and yellow colorway because I'm from Pittsburgh, because I am a Steeler fan and whatnot, I even though I say I'm probably not gonna try to cop it, I normally would because I like those specific colorways. Also,
Right.
they have us brainwashed, and I've said this to you before, they have us brainwashed into buying every red sneaker that comes out, and I don't know why we keep doing it. I don't
Right.
know why. I don't know how they
Right.
did it to us. I don't know if they put something in the water, like, in the 80s and 90s when we was growing up or whatever, but, like, we are so brainwashed into buying red sneakers. Like, that Jordan 11 Cherry that's coming out in December, do we need that? No.
No,
Are we gonna buy it? Yep.
probably so.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But you
Black
got
and blue. Did I need this?
the Cobalt?
No.
No.
Yeah. Did I need this? No. Terrible leather. Um, but why I bought it? Because I don't have a pair of Royal One highs. So I ended up buying the Royal Toes.
Mhm.
And they've gotten buried in my collection. Then they came out with the Marina Blues. Did I need those? No, but those are wearable shoes, and I don't have to destroy like my high value Royal Toes. And I mean, like, Why do I need another black and blue shoe? I need another black and blue eye before I need another black and blue shoe. So like,
Facts. Facts. And,
it's
we talked about this, man, and when it comes to these dunk lows, they're super popular, and I get it. They're popular for a multitude of reasons. A, they're only $100 retail. So if they have a little bit of hype on them, resellers will buy them up and then flip them for 200, $300 and make at least $100 on them.
right,
But
right,
guys, if we're being honest with ourselves, the materials on these dunk lows, a lot of times, not every time, is trash.
yeah,
Now, whenever I bought this dunk low panda right here, you remember?
yep, yep,
Remember when the day that the pandas came out,
yep.
restocked last week? This was dead stock. I wore this out on my birthday. Had this on for a total of 3 hours, and that toe box is ridiculously creased. I went
Turn
from
to
the
the side. There you go.
I went
Yeah,
I went from the Uber to the bar where I sat most of the time, didn't even walk around, to the Uber to the house. I wore these for 3 hours, and
like
they're already looking like that.
I'm not a push for toe shields. I think they're the most ridiculous freaking
Uncomfortable.
things that like people could think of. And then people always ask, um, whenever I put my toe shields in, they hurt my feet. That's because if you plan on buying a toe shield, you got to go up half a size or
Right.
basically a full size for those things to fit. But if when it comes to dunks, and not SB dunks, because their SB dunks are different. But when it comes to dunks in general, you might as well buy a toe shield to get half of the wear out of a dunk that you would a Jordan 1. Now, like this one, it's got bad leather, but I think because like this dunk has been sitting for so long that the leather has actually gotten fairly decent. I think this leather has been seasoned in my home, so it's not that bad. But for the most part, leather on dunks is terrible. I had the Michigan State dunks, the Michigan State low dunks. Did a video, so if you don't know what they look like, go find my video. They're green and white. I think I put up a picture of them on my Instagram as well. Um, Complete and utter BS on that leather upper, but they sold for 370, so I'm good. Whoever bought them for 370, thank you. You are my best friend. I really appreciate you because that 370 is going to fund something that I want a lot more than and with better materials than a Michigan State dunk. All right.
And what's crazy is that people will pay $370 for a sneaker like this. They're
Yeah,
restocked every
yeah,
month. Now these have tanked. These ain't going. These are never going to resell for anything again. I'm hearing rumors that they're going to restock again
yeah.
in
This month.
July, which
Yes,
you would think no, they're not. They're definitely probably going to restock again.
yeah, yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done going after pandas. I'm not done with dunks. I do still like them. You know what I mean. But like, if we're being real with ourselves, guys, you know what I mean. Like, don't pay resale for dunks. Don't.
Right.
Just don't.
No,
Just
no.
don't. If you catch a restock, cool. You know what I mean. For $100, you know what I mean. It is what it
Right,
is. You know what I mean. Like, it's only $100, and not $100 is a lot of money, and I get that and everything. But I mean, for $100 to get a shoe, it's really not like that bad. But to go out and pay resale, like you imagine the people
right,
that went out and paid resale for this sneaker when it
right,
originally dropped and it was $350, and now
right.
they restock every other month. Nah,
The
you know what I
the
mean?
laces, the quality of the laces are terrible. It's like a cheap nylon cotton blend.
Right.
The leather on it is terrible. Um, I mean, and now I'll give it to it. It is padded around the ankle. It's padded fairly nicely. I will give it that. But beyond that, like and the outsole, the midsole outsole is okay. It's not even better than a Jordan 1 outsole. It just has the pattern of a Jordan 1 outsole. Um, but like it's an all around terrible, terrible shoe in terms of quality. Aesthetics is nice. Quality, terrible. Paying resale for this shoe, um, I hate to say like if you want it and you didn't get it, I honestly hate to say that it would be okay to pay $20 over it because even at $20 over, it's not okay. Um, it's a terrible idea when you and I keep pulling them out because this is the closest one. But when you so this is a dunk. This is not an SB. When you compare this to this, like it, it's no comparison. Um, and this was the same price as this. The sweat, like the materials are 10 times better on this dunk than it is on this dunk. This is SB quality material, um, not dunk level material. And these were both the same price 109 with tax, 109 with tax. And then, of course, you get free shipping. So I would more likely pay $20 to $40 over retail for this than I would this. So yeah, I mean, like if you couldn't get it and you really wanted it, how much is good enough over retail for this? And I can't justify paying $20 over retail, especially given the fact that you have to pay those fees and everything. Like I can't justify it to you.
No, facts. I really can't. I mean, unless it's just something you absolutely have, maybe it's a sneaker, your team colors or something like that, and like
Right.
they were limited for some reason. I wouldn't say you should never pay resale for them because there is different, scenarios in which it does sort of make sense, at least personally. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, just wait. A lot of these just keep restocking
Yeah,
because this is the dunk is, since they can't sell the Jordan 1 basically at will the same way that they used to, the dunk is where it's at now.
right, right.
Sam says those Panda dunks should be $79. Actually,
Yeah,
you're probably
yeah,
right, man. Honestly,
yeah,
$79 probably seems about right. If the quality was better, if they put a little bit better leather on these or something like that. And from what I understand, back in the day, they actually used to have decent leather on them, but nobody was rocking them.
yeah.
You know
Right,
what I mean? And now
right,
they're, everything is like a GR. And Jordan Brand, no, well, Nike is Jordan Brand, but Nike finds different ways to up the prices, but give us lesser
right,
quality.
right.
And
Because they say
people go
you're
crazy
paying
for these.
for.
People go crazy for these. And you know what? I'm to blame too, man. Like I just got another pair. I didn't even open the box yet because I was so mad about this crease. I still
Right.
hey, look, bro, I didn't even open them yet. It's just
That's
sitting here.
crazy.
They're just sitting here, bro.
I think this month I might actually go for a pair of Pandas, either for me or for my girlfriend. But I like because and the only reason I'll probably go for a pair of Pandas is because I know it's not going to be a hassle to try and get them. Um, I don't even.
For
I
real
feel
though, these
really
are about
good.
to be like my everyday beaters, bro. I'm about to just start wearing
Right,
these every day. You know what I
right.
mean? I got
I
another
feel
pair of dead stock
ridiculous.
anyways. They'll be like my house slippers.
Like I can't even justify a reason um as to why I would buy a pair of Pandas, just to say, I feel like I'm gonna buy a pair of Pandas because I know I can get them. Like I can't even find a justifiable reason. Um, and maybe because I'll customize them. Maybe I'll buy a pair of Pandas to customize them. Get a Dremel and see how much suede I can get out of the leather material. Because for a while people were doing that to Jordan 1 highs, dremeling them down to get suede out of them. Um, I don't know what I mean. Like, what do y'all think of a pair of suede Panda dunks?
Bro, if
Didn't they
Nike
do?
made them, they would sell out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't they do that already?
It's probably on the way.
I think they were like a women's release. They did them for like I can't remember, but I mean, for some reason, I feel like they've done them, or if they have not done them, I feel like that is an option. But like, to be honest, how much suede material would you get under this leather? Like, it's super thin.
Not a lot.
It is super thin, and looking at it, I feel like if I hit it with a Dremel, I might actually Dremel through the entire shoe and end up whatever the word is, through
That
to
has
the inside.
these dunks have like the least amount of leather that can qualify as leather on them.
Right. I feel like if I hit it with a Dremel and I go through the shoe, it won't be a suede dunk. It'll be an off-white dunk at that point. I can't get this sucker out.
Edgar
Oh,
says, "Are the stage haze good for resale?"
no.
Not at all.
Um, if you're trying to get this shoe with the intention of reselling it, whether it be immediate or a long hold, immediate, you're not going to get anything. You can look on Goat, because Goat is usually maybe 10 to 15% higher resale wise than StockX. You can look at Goat and see the prices, and that'll tell you. And then even for the long hold, the resale market is tanking. Um, so long hold, are you willing to hold these stage hazes for 2 years, 3 years to see maybe a $40 profit? Like, is that really worth it? And then
And
especially with um what's good? Like if sneakers actually sold these for 180, that's really gonna screw up resale for these because you're gonna have some people selling them at 170 or 180 to recover that, just to get them off their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna see the people that got them for 180 trying to sell them for 220. And that's really gonna jack everything up. So no, I would not grab these with the intent of reselling them. I would grab these with the intent that you actually like them. And that's what's happened to me with a lot of my shoes, like the Ghost, whatever Jordan ones, or the those all pink and black Jordan ones that dropped a couple of years ago. I bought those shoes because I liked them. And then what ended up happening is like over a year or two, the resale value increased on them. And something like that happens. And you go back and you look and you're like, holy crap, I can, like, those shoes have resale value. Well, I mean, I haven't worn them yet. So I might as well get rid of them and use them to buy something else that I really want in the now. That's the only reason I would encourage anybody to buy these stage hazes.
Yeah,
And
and
I'm
I
going
mean,
to
they're only going for like $200, slightly over $200.
right.
And right here, Brian had to be pretty healthy as far as stock numbers go because he hit on both the lows and the highs today. And I mean, there was a
Congratulations.
lot of those. Congrats, man. I mean, those. I mean, they're both nice sneakers for the personal. I mean, if you're trying to make some money on them, it's going to be a while. I mean, the sneaker market would definitely have to reset back to 2021 prices for you to sell them and actually get a
Yeah,
decent amount of money.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but I mean, like I said, and we talked about the Jordan 1 prices being 180 now.
Right,
That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
right,
So it's definitely going to factor in. It's going to be more money because they're not. I don't think that they're going to go for more because they're charging more. You know what I
right,
mean? People
right,
still, you
right,
know what I mean? It's not like because they
right,
raised it $10, all of a sudden it's a $275 shoe.
right,
You
right.
know, I don't see that
So
happening.
Brian, with you hitting on both pairs, how do you feel about having to pay 180, whereas, or well, let me pause real quick. I'm sorry. Did they actually show up on your billing statement as 180 plus tax? That's my first question. Did they show up on your billing statement as 180 plus tax? And then how do you feel about paying 180 where other people who hit on the Flex app and got them in store only paid 170? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely. Let us know. Were you actually charged the 180 on your card or did they actually charge you 170? And if they did charge you the 180, how you feel that everybody else got them for 170?
Yeah, because I definitely got them for 170.
Yeah, because they sneaked that in there. That's a
So
big deal, man. Like I know people are just gonna look at it and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're complaining about $10."
right,
And
right now it's a serious topic of discussion. Um, in about a week or two, by the end of the week, it's just gonna be the norm, or people might not, or it's gonna settle in for other people that's 180, and they're gonna talk about it through the week, and another video might extend to next week. But after that, like, it's just gonna be okay. Well, it is what it is, you know.
yeah, and if you guys aren't aware of the situation, it looks like Jordan Brand and Nike have upped the price of the Jordan 1 High from 170 to 180. Today's release for the Stage Haze, Bleach Coral, or whatever we're calling them now, was 180 on the Nike sneakers app. And people that even got EA on them paid 170 for them. So people who got them off the Nike sneakers app today had to pay the 180. And if your state had shipping, you also, or not shipping, but tax, you also had to pay tax on top of that. So in my state, we don't charge tax for clothing or shoes. So I always just pay whatever the retail price is. But in other states, I know, you pay tax. Like homegrown, you pay tax there on shoes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, you know, you're gonna be paying more in tax because it's a higher price point too. So like all this, I mean, it factors in, especially if you're a sneakerhead, especially if you go after you know, sneakers all the time. You know, that stuff.
Crazy thing here is we got county tax. So like where I hit for them, the tax is 8%. Um, if I were to hit for them, what, 8 minutes up the road in the next county over,
Mhm.
it's only 6%. Um, like 15 minutes another way, like 10 to 15 minutes another way, the county tax is only 7%.
Mhm.
So I mean, it ranges all over the board. So yeah.
Edgar says they charged the 180 for sure.
Ooh, no sir,
First
no
of all, congrats
sir.
on the W, man. If this was a
Right,
sneaker that you wanted. But yeah,
congratulations.
so it's official, guys. They're charging 180 for Jordan 1s.
And then and that makes me think what they're gonna do with the toddler shoes, because the quality that you get in the toddler shoes on a
Trash.
consistent basis, yes, it's trash. Um, Anything outside of a Jordan 11 on a toddler shoe, I have seen all kinds of BS. Like, um, I ended up with a pair of Racer Blue threes, and I don't. I might have done the review on them. I might have done it. As a matter of fact, I think I did do the review. So if y'all, I mean, like, if you want to know how bad it gets, please go check out that Racer Blue toddler review that I did. The shoes were uneven. Like, I sat them on the table, and I just used two fingers because they were sitting side by side, and I did like this. I was able to play them like piano keys, and they wobbled like crazy, and they were also crooked. As far as sitting on the midsole, they were crooked. So I ended up taking them back because I was gonna exchange them out. And like, the girl brought out three or four different pairs, and all of them were terrible like that. And like, I think the manager was like, "Well, they're baby shoes. I don't care. I don't care if they're dog shoes. Like, I don't want crooked dog shoes that when like, can you imagine, like, babies already walk off as it is. Can you imagine putting their feet in a pair of shoes that wobble? They're gonna fall every single time. So like, toddler shoes were 160. I mean, not 160. Oh God, 160.
60.
Yeah, they were 60. They've gone up to 70. If they put the Jordan ones at 180 now, and toddler shoes just went up to 170 as I mean, oh gosh, I'm sorry, guys. It's early, and I'm still stuck on these like ridiculous price hikes for Jordan ones. But toddler shoes went up to 70 as of like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean they're gonna go up to 80? Because 60 for a toddler shoe was a really good price to me. Because you give us crap quality control. The materials were shaky at best, and people were trying to resell toddler shoes for $100. I don't believe in charging anybody $100 for a toddler shoe. That's just not my thought process. At most, at when they were 60, at most I would say $20, depending on the shoe. $20 over retail. But at $70, $20 would have put it at 90. At $80, that's $100 shoe. No, I mean, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That is absolutely crazy to me.
Shout out to Edgar for the $5 donation. Y'all dope, man. Keep up the
Appreciate
good work.
it,
I hope
Edgar.
y'all blow up.
Appreciate you.
Nah,
Much
man, I
love.
appreciate it, man. Thank you, Edgar, for supporting the channel, man. I really do. Wow. That's crazy. I really do appreciate you, Edgar. Thank you for the donation. Guys, if you do want to support the channel, you can hit that super chat and, you know what I mean, to donate to the channel. You obviously don't have to, but it would definitely be appreciated if you guys want to do that.
Look how sloped that toe box is. Like, you can see it. You can visibly see it.
That's
And
crazy.
like, it's so sloped, it makes the midsole look crooked. No, the midsole is not crooked. But yes, there is a what from this end to this end, there is a slope on that shoe. And I can even straighten the tongue out if you think it might be the visual aspects of the shoe. Look at that. And then it looks so compressed. And it doesn't even have like it doesn't have to look that way. The cage
No,
is
it
compressed.
looks terrible, honestly.
Right. And then like the lace waffles are patent leather. Why? Why? It could have just been regular flat leather, but they put patent leather on the Lightning fours. And I mean, it's and this one is $60. For $60, I was slightly okay with this. Like I was okay. 70, no, no, absolutely not. Um, the only toddler Jordans that look okay compressed like this are the ones. Even the 12s look terrible.
Right.
Like the 12s look like tanks, like turtle shell. Um,
You know what? Those Lightning 4s, man, what a lot of people don't talk about. Most people just talk about the resale value of those. But I'm gonna tell I don't know if you have them or not, like in your size or whatever. They are comfortable.
yeah, I haven't put them on, but I do have them in my size.
They are, and I love 4s, and I mean they are really, really comfortable.
Have you tried on the military blacks?
Nope.
We need Thunder fours. I haven't tried them on yet either, but
I got 2 pairs. I've been waiting for like the right time to unds one. Every day that like I think about wearing them and going out somewhere or something, like rains or something, and I'm like, nah. Because one's definitely
uh,
I'm gonna just keep it dead stock, but the other one I do plan on wearing. But you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna just wear them out in a thunderstorm.
right. Yeah, we definitely need the Thunder fours. Like I think they and this is why I hate those whatever those red ones are.
The Red
I,
Thunders.
I, oh, okay. And the fact that they put Thunder at the end of them, that's it. That's why I hate them so much because the Lightnings should have come with the Thunders, or they should have brought the Thunder after they or I mean honestly they should have brought
The
the Thunder
Lightning.
before they
No, the
brought the
Thunder. The
Lightnings,
Thunder.
but
Yeah.
um they should have brought the Thunders after the Lightnings, but
Honestly, those Red Thunders, I have them. It would take me a lot to get them. They're in that pile. They're dope. Like what I don't like about them is like the ashiness of them. Some of the
yeah,
quality control. Not my pair is good. Like it's just a little bit of ashiness on the toe box, just a tiny bit. Nothing too crazy. Some of
right,
these that I've seen were terrible and they had glue stains all
right,
over them and stuff like
right,
that. But like on feet, they look amazing. Honestly, just to you know what I mean. Like I know it
yeah,
wasn't one that we needed, and it's more of like an infrared red on it
right,
than
right,
like dark
right,
red. You know what I mean?
right,
But
right.
yeah, I mean they're dope. I mean, you know, I got them for retail, so
If the red wasn't cartoony, um, if it were a little bit something different because it's carrying the Thunder name. So um along with that, I didn't expect the red to be like it was. But if it were a little bit different and it was actually some good quality nubuck on the upper, then I might have been for it. But um I think because I was expecting the actual Thunders more, I was just like that Red Thunder just pissed me off.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think my friend hit on, you know how I tell you I have a friend who likes 13s. I get him all the 13s. He goes
Right,
after all the fours for me because he don't wear them. He hit on the sneakers app for me for retail, and when I got him, they had a little bit of ashiness on the I think it's the left toe box, and just a little bit, but it's
right,
not like other people's. Definitely, those had some quality control issues. I haven't worn them yet or nothing like that. But I was talking about those Lightning fours and how comfortable those are. And Demetrius said, very comfortable. I was surprised because people say they're uncomfortable. Yeah, they're really comfortable in my opinion, especially for a Jordan 4. Back in
right.
the day, like the back heel tab on the Jordan 4 used to dig into my like leg, like my ankle a little bit, like the way
Oh, they
that
still do.
But I don't know if it's just because maybe they make them a little bit different now, and certain ones aren't as bad. But it doesn't really affect me the same way it did like
Right,
years back, or for whatever
right,
reason. Like the 2017 motorsports that I have, those do dig into me a little bit.
right,
Um, but not as bad. I actually those are an 8.5. I actually went up on those because sometimes the fours like they're true to size, but like sometimes you can get away with going up a half size to like avoid that hitting in the
right,
ankle thing. You know what I'm saying?
right. Because what was it? So my girlfriend has the UNC fours, and what last year we went to Six Flags,
Hmm.
and she wore her UNC fours. Boy, they tore her leg up.
Yeah.
Like I've worn maybe one pair of fours that I have, and I didn't have that issue. And it might, I don't know, it might be because of the way I walk, or it might be that I mean, it very well could be depending on how people walk. Like if you lean back heavy on your heels, then I could definitely see that heel tap just like eating the shit out of your heel. But like it tore the back of her heel up, man. I'm talking about like cheese grater to tear it up. So I'm gonna have to put some moleskin on the back of her heel tab, and that's a trick for anybody who has like the plastic heel tab. It only applies to people who have the plastic heel tab because like I think that's what like a leather heel tab.
Yeah. On here,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that one wouldn't tear into the back of your heels, or even if it did rub the back of your heels, it wouldn't tear into your heel. But like for any Jordan 4 with a plastic heel tab on it, if it's been notorious for digging into the back of your heel,
Like
get you
these.
some get you some moleskin and put it on the back of that heel tab. So when it rubs the back of your heel, the plastic is not digging into your heel, but your heel is rubbing up against that moleskin.
The PSG fours, that one feels like butter. So when that hits it, you don't even really feel it.
Right, right.
But
And
like these ones with the
moleskin,
plastic,
you can cut it to any shape that you want.
uh, cloudy nuts. Any luck?
Cloudy nuts. Oh my god, that is a funny name.
Yeah, anyone get them? Homegrown here. He hit on a pair. Where'd you hit on him at? Was it the Flex app?
Yeah, yeah. So I've got Foot Locker, I've got Champs, I've got Hibbit, and my girlfriend, she was like, I want them, and I want you to have them, and I was like, okay, but I'm not gonna put any effort into it, and entered. I entered on one app. I entered on the Foot Locker app, and surprisingly, they were like, "Oh, you won," and I'm just like, "Oh, okay, whatever." So yeah,
Yeah, I passed on the stage haze. I just got the particle grays nines, and I got the military blacks, and
but you
may as
got a
well.
pair anyway.
Huh?
You got a pair anyway.
Yeah, my boss hit on a pair. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you gotta get them.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. 180.
Right. Oh
180.
damn. Yeah, that's right. You did get hit for the 180.
Mhm.
Ooh.
So, I mean, is what it is, man.
Video and sales post coming soon, people. Right.
But
Right. Right.
yeah, I mean, I really didn't need them.
Man.
BG Kicks. What up, my guys? Popping in to
Gee.
say what's up and dropping that like for y'all. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support. Hey, if you guys ain't familiar with the homie BJ Kicks, definitely go check him out. Uh, he's part of our what would you call it? Our sneaker family. We got a little group, and me, homegrown, Demetrius, BG, a couple other guys that were on here, Jumpman, Eric. It's a lot of us, man. Like I'm teaming up on y'all. Definitely go check out BG Kicks.
Jumpman Eric's in the group.
Yeah, he just since he had that baby, man, he hasn't been as active. He used to post a
Man.
reel at least a reel every day, like on
Right.
Instagram and stuff like
You know
that.
what, Eric? You know what? I think it's me. Eric's been avoiding me. I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Eric because I haven't spoken to like I haven't spoken to Eric in probably 5 months. Like, because the first time I met Eric, we were rolling with conversation, and then like Eric just cut me off, and I feel some type of way. Like Eric just went cold turkey on me, and I really, I felt like we were building a magical bond in the beginning, and he just cut me off cold turkey, and I feel a type of way.
Demetrius says we need to get BG on a stream. Yeah, man, that'd be dope. I'd love to have BG on. Problem is, he's always live when we go live. So, you know what I mean?
And
But
when I
yeah,
saw
man.
when I saw BG's name, I started thinking about BG from Cash Money. Like all
Mm.
the old Cash Money songs started playing in my mind.
But BG, man, if
Baby,
you hear us, you ever want to, you know what I mean, do a stream with us one day, man, we'd love to have you.
baby gangster.
What's the resale on them?
Nothing.
Not doing well. Not doing well. Let me see. I'll pull it up for you so we can check it out. Basically, they just go them for 200 or so. They just dropped, guys, like on the sneakers app. From what I'm hearing, it was a very hefty release. There's going to be a lot of pairs sitting on people's porches this upcoming week, and
Right.
probably going to make the prices go down because, as we've been talking about pretty much the entire stream, the new price for the Air Jordan 1 High appears to be $180, which is definitely either going to take money out of your pocket or it's just going to tank the prices even more. I don't see how that's going to help the Jordan 1 at all. I really don't.
Right. No, it's definitely not.
I
So
mean, in order to have that 180 price point really not really factor in as much, they're gonna have to start dropping some heat. Like they're
right,
gonna have to
right,
drop Chicago Heritage. They're gonna have to drop Bread Heritage. They're gonna have to drop, you know what I mean? All those
right,
Jordan ones that we all love. You know what I mean?
right,
And
right, right. They're gonna have to start giving us like what we've been looking for.
they're gonna have
Taxi.
to they're gonna
Uh
have to reimagine everything. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like, and
yeah.
maybe that's their plan. High cut 85s and reimagine. And maybe that's why they're up in the price point so people get used to it. That's a possibility.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're gonna have
They
to
gotta
give us flu games, taxis, all of that. Like,
yeah. I mean, there it's and you know, I could see them doing it. I mean, they're gonna have to do something. I mean, how many more like I was saying before, how many more red sneakers you need? Well, none unless they do something special.
right. I need a bread. I do need a bread. Because that's the reason why I bought the patent leather breads. I
Mhm.
do need a royal. I do need a shattered backboard. So if you want to reimagine those, okay. I'm fine with 180, but even then, okay. So, okay. So, oh my gosh, I don't want to. I don't want to keep these stage Haze. Um, but like, but there are so many questions about like the reimagined process, and that's what the stage Haze have on them, the reimagined process on the toe cap. So like the reimagined is not the leather. I just want people to know this. It is not the leather that's cracked. So the purpose of the reimagined is they want to give the shoe, the Jordan 1 Chicago in particular, they want to give that shoe the look that it's been sitting in a box for 30 years.
Right.
That's why the cracked leather, that's why the slightly cream color or slightly piss yellow white leather on it. That's the whole purpose for that. And I haven't heard many people talking about that. The only thing I hear people talk about is the crack leather, the crack leather, the crack. So the purpose behind it is to give it a 30-year sitting in the box look. People, the leather is not actually cracked. The leather is basic leather. It is just a screen print or whatever, like dip process look on top of the leather. So my question, when I learned that it is not the actual leather that they made look distressed like that, but that it is a printing on top of the leather, my question with that is, how many times can you wear it and wash it before that crack look fades? Because with like Jordan 1s, when you're cleaning them, you got to really get in there unless you don't wear them that often. Like you got to get a fairly stiff brush. So what? Like, are you going to have to consistently wash them whenever they get a little bit of dirt in order to avoid from scrubbing that print off, or will you be able to like get a stiff brush and wash it and the print stay on? And if it does, how long will it stay on? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I just have a feeling that when it comes to the Jordan 1, like, they have no choice. They're gonna have to do special things. It's just they just dropped too many. So, like, they're gonna have to
Yeah,
reimagine high cut 85. You know what I
right,
mean? Even on sneakers that, we've recently just, you know what I mean? They probably gonna start out the OGs, like with the Chicagos, you know what I mean? And then
right, right.
10 years from now, we'll be getting the UNC reimagined. They would just, no, I mean, hey, you laugh, but like that's what it's gonna be, dog.
I laugh because it's true.
You
It's
know what I'm
it's so
saying? Like,
true.
you know what I mean? Like that's what the the reimagined Hyper Royals 2036. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like
right.
this is what's gonna happen.
It's gonna
Um,
be like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be like a reimagined brotherhood.
yeah.
It's gonna be
The reimagined Red Fusions.
right. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But
It's
I think,
terrible.
I mean, as of right now, I mean, 15 years from now, definitely we'll probably see things like that. But as of right now, like they have to go the OG route with that. So we're gonna see Chicago's. You know what I mean? We're gonna see, maybe the breads next or
Right.
something like
Right.
that. They tend to drop breads pretty often. Whether it's in a low format or a high
Right.
format or a patent leather format. They do give us the breads quite often. So, I mean,
I wouldn't mind seeing a reimagined Bretto. That I would not mind because the Bretto was so good. I'm not that.
I like the bread toes. It does. Isn't Demetrius been after one of those for a while?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, Demetrius has been trying to like snipe my collection for a long for a good little minute. I can actually feel his presence, like walking in and out of my closet. Like I want those, I want those. Don't forget those. And if you want to throw those in, I'll be happy with those as well. Um, so I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's been looking for bread toes, him and the rest of the world. Because mine are still DS. Like basically all of my ones are still DS. Basically all of my shoes are still DSi, unfortunately. I've got maybe like a handful of shoes that aren't DS. I think my shadows are not DS. Of course, my fusion punches aren't DS. I've got two pairs of 12s that aren't DS, and that's about it. I've got and my win like 96s and the reverse air eights, I think, aren't DS. So maybe like 5 or 6 pairs of shoes that aren't DS out of
First of
probably
all,
hundreds.
like when all these new ones come out in the future, you keep all those as long as they're not falling apart, man. You'll be able to sell those, make a profit, buy the new ones for cheaper, and start all over
Right,
again. No,
right,
for real.
right,
No,
right.
I mean, and the reason why my camera it keeps going off today is because I made the mistake of leaving this on all night. I came in here to set the stream up and I had the camera on. I was setting everything up and like I came in this morning and it was still on. I was like, because I have like a dummy battery so I could just, you know what I mean? So the battery doesn't die. But I guess
Yeah,
these Sony A6400s, they like overheat after so
right,
long.
right. You ought
And
to get
then
you ought to get a bag of ice and just sit it on top of the camera.
Mm. But yeah, like, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, so I don't even know when the next Jordan 1 coming out is, like, off top. Um, I'm interested to see how it does though, no matter what the colorway is. Those stealths, if those are 180, that's gonna brick. That's gonna brick so bad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like they were gonna brick at 170 just because of the color block. I really don't feel like outside of the Travis Scott's fragment highs that people really feel those. And the only reason why people feel those fragment highs so much is because it is a Travis Scott and they resell for $5,000.
Like
You know,
those fragment highs are trash.
I
They're
heard that the
trash.
leather on them is really, really good. But I mean, I
Probably,
never
but they're trash. Like that, I mean, like that whole situation is a no-go. Like even for me, um, and I like Travis Scott. Um, I'm not gonna like argue for why his music is good or anything like that. I'm not gonna sit there and argue the point with anybody. But like for me, his music is decent. I can listen to it.
he's got a couple songs that I like for sure. But I
And
mean,
I mean, as far as Travis Scott as a person, I don't know him personally, but from what I've seen, I don't have any problems with him. So with that being said, it's not coming from like a negative place, but that shoe is trash. Like I cannot justify the resale price for it.
no,
I can't
no.
justify the resale price. I can't justify the hype. And like I said, there's somebody that likes Travis Scott. I can't justify the hype. I can't because like the backward swoosh has already been done. The backward swoosh has been done with the Mocha. That would have been the only reason why I could justify the hype for that. Like the Mocha, I can't even justify the resale price. So it's forget the resale price. The hype, I can justify it because it's the first time. It was the first time in what over like 20 or 30 years that a shoe had the backwards swoosh. Because I think like the backwards swoosh was on a trainer, and nobody's looking for trainers. Let's
Not a
be honest.
single person.
Nobody's looking for trainers. So that's why nobody realized that the backwards swoosh was on a trainer about 20 or 30 years ago.
Right.
You throw it on a sought after shoe, and all of a sudden it's like pandemonium. Oh my God, everybody's going crazy.
I'm gonna
So
keep it 100 with you though. I like the backward swoosh, and I think most
yes,
people do, and I think that that's what really moves that
yes,
sneaker. It can't be nothing else. And I
right,
know me
right.
and you have talked, and we're planning on doing something, about this whole topic in the future. But um, that backward swoosh, as stupid as that sounds, man, like really moves his sneakers. Really,
Right,
really does.
right.
And that's why the mochas is 2,000. That's why the fragments are 5,000. That's why the lows are 2,000. Um, real quick, without getting too in depth into it, though, I'm starting to wonder if these reverse mochas are gonna come below 2 grand.
No, they're not. They're
I
not
mean, because right now they're 2,700, 3,000, 3,500.
because like the reverse mochas are not a trash colorway. Um, Consistently, the lows have been better than the highs. Now, if I compare the mocha highs to the mocha lows, they're about the same. I would honestly say the highs are better than the lows, but what keeps the lows at a value that's consistent or the same with the highs is that black suede on the side. That was a really good touch compared to the tan on the highs. But the fragment lows are better. The PlayStation lows are better.
That was a
Uh,
dunk.
yeah, yeah. And the lows have just been consistently, in my opinion, as good, if not better, than the highs. So, I mean, that's a beautiful Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful low. And I'm not a huge fan of lows.
Yeah.
I've just recently come around to the possibility of lows. And that right there makes me like, want a low. Um, Even if they give me the poor man's Travis Scott low in this colorway, give it to me. Give
Right.
it to me. But this, no. This one, knowing what I know about the numbers, unless they have pushed them back to add more numbers to it, this will never drop below 2,000.
I
Never.
think there's a possibility of it. Um, maybe right before they drop or right as they drop, like around
Yeah,
then, like at the
yeah,
beginning
yeah, yeah,
stages of the release.
yeah.
If you are looking to buy these and if they get to 15, 1200,
Right.
buy it
Yeah.
because even if you don't want to keep it, they going back to 2000 and maybe even
Max,
higher than that.
max out that credit card. I'm
Now,
telling you.
I've heard different things about the releases. I'm hearing that it's going to be really, really limited. Supposedly, this is going to be the most limited GR, not GR, but the most limited full family size run ever.
And they're not even in full family size run.
And
Like
and
they've got the adults, they've got the toddler, and then they've got like a preschool size. They don't even have
GS.
you're right, grade school. Like I don't understand like why.
So
So
Demetrius is saying that he's hearing 120K. I just recently saw that on somebody's I forget where I saw it. It was on Instagram, but it was like a reputable like
right.
account saying it's
So
going to be 120.
they've added more pairs to
Supposedly.
the
It's
count.
either
Okay.
listen, it's either 60 or 120 either way you're
Right.
taking the L
So if it's 120,
at
then
best.
that would make sense as to why they push these back to add another 60K to the count. So if it's 120, I can see them dropping below 2,000. But if it
If
were
it's
at the original stock numbers
if
of
it's
60K,
if it really ends up being 60K, I think these will be 3 grand
right, right.
or
If
or
it's
damn near
60K,
close to it.
I don't see them dropping below 2,000. If it's 120,000, I can see them dropping below 2,000. And that's basically that's what I was basing for anybody that didn't know. That's what I was basing um, me saying that they won't ever drop below 2,000 was because of the stock numbers of 60K. Now I can see, and I'm talking about adult sizes here. I'm not talking about like toddler and
Yeah.
preschool sizes because 2,000 for a toddler or a preschool size. I mean, you're out of your damn mind. But for adult sizes, yeah, I would have definitely been able to see that. But yeah,
Do people actually resell toddler sneakers?
yes, yes, they do.
Like at scale or I mean, I'm not saying like you hit on one Travis Scott and sell. I mean, do people actually bought like toddler shoes?
Yes,
That's crazy to me.
yes,
That's crazy
yes.
to me.
Because and if nobody has any kids that wear toddler sizes, I wouldn't expect anybody to know. Um, but the khakis, the Travis Scott khakis, they were I think like 70, $80
Mhm.
retail.
Yeah.
Um, the highest I saw, and this is eBay. This is not GOAT where everything is a little bit higher because we trust them, but this was eBay. People were trying to sell. The highest I saw was 200 for the khaki, and they were even pushing like 250, 300. I was not willing to pay more than $110. I left wiggle room for 120.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I didn't get any Travis Scott 6 khakis in a toddler size because, like, you're not going to, um, and excuse me for lack of a better term, you're not going to bend me over without the Vaseline for a pair of toddler shoes. I don't care who made them. Like, you could tell me that they were handcrafted by Jesus Christ after washing his hands in the river of Jordan, and he put them together for 7 days and 7 nights, and I'm not paying over $100 for a toddler shoe. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So yeah, no, no.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, I could understand, like, boughting, like, the Travis Scott toddler shoe. That makes sense because you'd
Right,
be able to make money off of it, and you'd
right.
not really a big investment into them either, obviously less than $100 per shoe if you're able to get it, but, like, do people really, like, bought, like, the Stage
Jordan
Haze,
one. Yeah,
you know what I mean, taller? I mean,
yeah,
if there was
yeah.
some.
Um,
That's crazy to me. I mean,
before
that's
the
crazy.
before the crash,
You talk about nickel and diamond, man. Like, you selling toddler shoes, bro. Like, that's crazy.
before the crash, these. I don't know where I've got maybe like one or two pairs sitting here somewhere, but these Lightning fours, the people were these were 60. People were trying to sell these for 100.
Yeah.
Um, and when I grab toddler shoes, uh, if I end up selling them, like if I end up saying, "Hey, I don't want them," it's not my thing, if I end up selling them, I sell them for retail. I sell them for retail, basically what I paid for. And people will sometimes give me, well, not people, but individuals that might be looking for them, they'll sometimes throw me an extra $10. But I'm not going to try to break the bank or make a profit on a toddler shoe. It
Right.
does not make sense to me.
Especially too, like, if you're in the market to buy a toddler shoe for your kid, he's gonna wear it for about a whole 5 minutes before his foot grows.
Right, 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 right. They're only going to last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. I
Two
mean,
or 3 months at the
and
most, and they're
you're
out.
gonna put a Travis Scott toddler sneaker on your kid for 3 straight months?
Right,
I mean,
$120.
you should probably, I guess, but
$120 for 3 months of a month and a half of wear, to be honest with you.
yeah.
$120 for a month and a half of wear. No, it doesn't make sense. It does, like, the math ain't mathing. Uh and now for my friend, lucky enough for my friend, she's short. So, and that's usually who I buy the shoe. Why I buy the shoes? Why I'm able, because she doesn't know much about like the apps or anything like that, and
Mhm.
she doesn't really want to get into it and things like that. So, it gave me an opportunity. It gave me an opportunity to get into a market that not many people get into. Do reviews on toddler shoes. She tells me which ones she wants. I go for them. If I get them, she says, go ahead and do a review, and I sell them to her for what I paid for them.
Retail, right.
Beyond the fact that she's my friend, I would do that for anybody else. And, she'll throw me an extra like $10. Um, but she's short, so her toddler is short, so he doesn't grow fast like that. So like he's got a pair of like shoes that he's had for like 4 months, and he can still wear them. So she's lucky in that perspective. But not everybody's kids stay dwarfs for like 4 and 5 months. I love you. If you see this live, I love you. But your son is a dwarf. He's a little dwarf. He's the best dwarf I've ever seen. But not everybody is lucky. Like a lot of other people's kids grow like beanstalks. Like there is steroids in the food, people. Their
Right.
kids get chubby and they grow really quickly.
Yeah, I haven't been in the market for a toddler shoe yet, but if I ever am, I probably would be the same way. I don't think I mean, it'd be different if he was like 15.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Like, or
right,
you know what I mean? Something like that. But like, yo, when they're small toddlers, like, dude, like they grow. Like, that's the whole purpose of being alive is to grow, and
right,
that's what they're gonna
right,
do. And then what are you gonna do with that shoe after? You're either gonna honestly, you're probably not gonna try to sell it. You know what I
right,
mean? Like,
right,
because obviously it's worn, so is what it is. Your best bet, I mean, is to just try to give it away to somebody else that got a toddler.
right, right.
You
Or
know what I
you know
mean?
that you used to do in the hood, hang them up in your in your mirror, hang
Mhm.
them up on your rearview mirror and let them dangle like some dice.
Right. You ever see, I don't see it as much anymore when people used to throw shoes up on, like, power lines and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't see
yeah,
that no more. I used to see that
yeah.
all the time when I was growing up, but I don't see that no more.
Um, they throw them up inside of sneaker stores. Somebody, who was it? Like ASAP or somebody
Mhm.
threw their green beans up on like one of the little rafters in a store. I know what's his name? Why can't I remember any? Okay, see, this is terrible. This is terrible, and I have to talk about it because I feel bad. When it comes to YouTubers, like I know them and I can never remember their names. Like I had a hard time when I was on live with Demetrius trying to figure out um oh my god, and I can't remember his name, Unbreakable's name. Like for the life of me, I couldn't remember his name. I was like the chubby guy that's in Chicago, and Demetrius
Yeah,
is just looking at me like, who are you talking about?
right.
But in Florida, down in Florida, what's his name? Uh, with the red beard. Um,
Fomer Simpson?
yeah, not Homer. Yeah, Homer Simpson.
Fomer Simpson, yeah.
Yeah, he hangs his shoes up in the rafters. So,
Yeah.
yeah, he does that down in the
That's OG
workshop.
stuff right there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
People don't do that nowadays.
So, yeah, that's definitely one of those things. But
Well, they got a
yeah,
damn warehouse.
yeah, he calls it the workshop.
Yeah. I mean, I watched it I mean, they got a whole warehouse there, and, I don't know, I think they got a lot going on there, man.
I
They're
would
huge.
definitely like to see what they got going on down there.
Like, to see, like, everything that they I'm sure that they probably showed a lot of it, we probably just didn't see those videos or whatever, but, yeah, and they bust out a video, like, every day
Right, right.
somehow, you know what I mean? Like,
Because he does um because his brother like does the filming. Like I mean,
yeah,
like
and the editing, I think.
honestly, honestly, when you have more than just one person,
Yeah,
it's definitely possible because
right,
like he can record a video and edit one, and then you can edit a recorded video. So you all are basically alternating. And then on
right,
top of that, he's got a shoe store that feeds him pairs of shoes. Kicks are for us, I think is what
mhm,
it is down in Florida. Like they
right,
feed him shoes. So I mean,
right.
like I can honestly understand how he does a video every day.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a team because I put out a lot of videos, man, and if I had, like, even a little bit of help, I'd
Right,
be able to do more. So even if
right,
you had you know what I mean? Even if you had, like Jay the Sneaker Guy, like, his daughter helps him and stuff
right,
like that, and,
right, right,
you know what I mean? Man, like, I ain't got nobody, bro. I'm just
right,
you know
right.
what I
That's
mean?
how it
Like,
is.
I'm, like, by myself, video idea, filming, editing,
Right.
you know what I mean?
And like
It takes
my,
a
my
long time, man, like but yeah, if you can get some help, like, anybody to
my
help.
girlfriend says she wants to help, but it's like I have to teach her how to do
It's the
it.
teaching
And
too, and I think the biggest problem that I would have, like, letting somebody, like, edit videos for me is
right.
it
And
has
they
to
might
look
not be how you want them to be.
exactly, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It'd be good to see what somebody else could do because maybe they see something. Because when it's just you and you're so close to it that sometimes
Right,
your ideas be dope and you do some cool stuff, but
right,
maybe they see something that you don't.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean? And they have a
right.
different vision, and sometimes when you can collaborate on something like that, you get something, a little bit better. But I would have a hard time giving up control, I think, because
Yeah, Yeah.
There's things that I want to say. There's things that I wanted to look a certain way
Right.
and
Right.
stuff like
And
that. But yeah, I
that's
mean, help would be great. I mean, that
that's
would be awesome.
definitely my problem. Because number one, I would have to teach her. I would like if somebody came in and helped me, I would want them to, if they're not familiar, I would want them to get familiar on their own. Because teaching, like it's taken me so much time to just get down to the basics. Like I don't have that time to break down everything for you. So I would want you to learn on your own or have
Right.
the enthusiasm to learn on your own. And then like the aspect of wanting to um format it a certain way. Like you're not going to be able to follow my format without me teaching you. And then, like you said, somebody might have a perspective that's a little bit better, but I wouldn't want a video to be one way one day and then be another way another day. I would want it to be uniform. So um yeah, I don't know. Like, hmm, that's a
I don't
tough
know,
one.
man. If any of these bigger YouTubers want me to quit my channel and work for them, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't know. I might even
yeah,
do it, but
yeah. I'm
I
pre-installed.
mean,
Like,
it's gonna cost you because like I
right,
work hard and obviously they're bigger and they put out more videos and whatever
right,
else. I probably have to quit my job. So I mean, you're gonna have to come up with at least probably like 80K a year.
right,
But I mean, but I'll do it. Like if one of them hit me up, I'm like, all right. You know what I mean?
right,
But
right, right.
man, but yeah, like getting help would be great. You know what I mean? And and that's another thing too is like, I'm sure me and you both know people that are capable of doing something like that, maybe editing
Yeah,
videos or making
yeah,
thumbnails or whatever. But like, people that like I know personally in my life don't even support to watch. You know what I
right,
mean? Let alone
right.
like trying to like do something like that. You know what I mean? Which I don't know. It's just crazy, like, how and we've talked about this where like, people that strangers on the internet show up to support you,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But
like
somebody that you know what I mean, like you knew your whole life that, you know what I mean, you help them, they help you, like they don't even acknowledge. Like I
like
swear to God, like I
old
have friends that have no idea what I do here.
right,
You
like
know what I
old
mean?
man
They're like,
sneaks.
you do what? Sneakers.
He's reached out to me plenty of times and said, hey, I would help you edit your videos. And I think like the only reason why I haven't sent old man sneaks anything to edit is because I know what it takes, man, and
Mhm.
I just don't want to like and like from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my soul, I greatly appreciate it because he wasn't talking about he's not talking about charging me anything,
Right.
but like a lot of times in good faith and good conscience, like I don't want to like do that. On the other hand, like um that is also a really good idea to just have a group where everybody helps everybody edit. Because when it comes to editing, you're not going to be proficient at everything because not everybody thinks the same way.
Right.
So for like intricate edits and things like that, some people are like, "Oh man, that yeah, it didn't take me long to do that." Where I'm just looking like that probably would have taken me 20, 30 minutes just to get that one little edit in there.
Right.
Um, and I think like that's one of the great things about Adobe. I don't know about any other editing program, but Adobe, you can project project on a on a video because old man uses Adobe, and all I have to do is start the project file, and I can just bounce back and forth. Because I think old man is in Australia, I
Mhm.
believe, and I can just send him some of the work that I've done. Um, he do whatever he's doing and send it back, and it just works like that back and forth.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
really
Adobe
good. I
is
like that.
like the industry standard for movies and all that. It's like the Pro Tools of video. So like in music, you use Pro Tools. Pro Tools is
Right,
like what everybody uses. So
right,
they send files. So that's why like when Little Wayne's on a track and he's in where Louisiana or something, and he gets on a
right,
track with Jay-Z in New York, they don't even got to
right,
meet up. Like they just
Right.
email it, and then you know, what I mean, it's an easy transition.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, the editing thing is something that like I enjoy doing. Like when I started, I didn't know how to do it or whatever. I've gotten
Right.
pretty. I mean, I don't know if you've seen my videos. If you go look, you know, my early ones,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to
The
my new ones, like
transitions, like I love the transitions. Like
yeah,
I need to figure out how to improve the transitions because like right now I'm working off of the basic transitions because I don't use After Effects.
mhm.
I'm still trying to get like I'm still trying to get out of the beginning stages of Premiere because After Effects makes it a lot easier.
Mhm.
But like mentally, I'm still stuck in the beginning stages of Premiere.
Bro, I use everything. Like that's why like I'll have different things. Like I'll dude, I'll edit certain things on my phone on certain programs
That's
because
crazy.
I like the things that are in there for that thing. I'll
Right.
bounce it out to my computer because I like with that I use all types of stuff. I don't just use one thing. I don't, bro. I probably use 7 or 8 different programs and stuff.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, because like I don't know, I see it like I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, I like it, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, but I gotta bounce it to that, so because they
Right.
have that, you know what I mean? And then oh, but I need that. Like I mean I don't always use everything all the time, you know. It depends on
Right.
what I'm doing. But if you
Right.
go watch like if I do like go watch my Heritage One video, I
Uh,
used bro, I mean, I worked on that video for a week and I used like everything that I had at my disposal. I made that video as dope as I possibly could. It was just like for one, it was an early review at the time. Two, it was like I was
right.
trying to challenge myself and see like how much crazy stuff I could do and this still makes sense. Um,
Right.
but yeah,
Right.
dude, I'll use whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when I started out recording my videos and editing on my cell phone.
Hmm.
And then, you know, I got a camera and then I started learning programs and all that stuff. And this camera's overheating again. But yeah, man, like it's
You got to put a baby fan on the camera. But like for me, in terms of editing, I've never done editing on well, I've never done recording on a phone. Well, I'm not gonna say never, but I never started off doing recording on a phone.
yeah,
Um, I jumped straight to camera. Like when I first started out, I had this terrible, terrible camera that I got from my sister. I think it was like I can't even remember the brand. It wasn't a bad brand, but um, like the picture quality was like 720.
yeah,
I think it was like 720, but it could get up to 1080.
yeah,
But I mean, I think like 1080 was a struggle. So a lot of my videos back then were like 720 quality, and you could definitely see it when it came to the color and stuff like that. Because I didn't have any lights or anything like that. I
yeah,
had to rely on like the lighting of the room, and I had a pretty large room at the time, and like editing, I don't know, for whatever reason, editing was a lot easier with like the most basic program. Editing was a lot easier. And I had a gaming channel and it did pretty good. Like I was
yeah.
growing pretty quickly compared to like now.
You still
But
have that gaming channel?
yeah, yeah, it's up,
You
but
haven't done anything on it.
but I hid the videos because I didn't feel like going back through and changing the videos to under you know the 18 guideline rule that they have
Oh
now.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't feel like changing it because I had so many videos on there. What is it? I think the gaming channel is J Mogul 25. I think that's what it is. But at the time I was doing it, it was growing really quickly. I ended up with like 100 subs in. No, I ended up with like 300 subs in less than 2 weeks
Yeah.
with that gaming channel. But I started out with terrible quality. And then when I decided to do shoes again, um, I don't remember how I started. Oh, I know how I started. Yeah. I went on a trip. I was going on a trip out of the country. And I was like, I want to be able to take pictures and I want to be able to take really good pictures. So I ended up buying that DSLR, so I could get really good picture quality. And they ended up making me the cameraman. I was also out of the country for a wedding, and they ended up making me a cameraman for the wedding. Um, and I use that DSLR. And I was like, okay, if I get a computer, I need a laptop because that's why I stopped doing my gaming channel
Yeah.
when it was growing because I was using my girlfriend's at the time laptop, and she kept taking the laptop, and I was like, okay, well, you know what, I'm not going to go back and forth with that, so I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm going to wait till I get a laptop. But yeah, I was like, well, hell, I got a camera, I got a laptop, I've got all these shoes. I might as well make the shoes work for me. So I started the shoe shop. I was like, let me talk about that. So that's how that happened. So yeah, I started my shoe channel with a camera. Um, when I do those news reports, I
Hmm.
actually do the news reports off of my phone because my phone shoots in like 4K.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, because that only shoots 1080. Now my
What,
girlfriend
the
now has
DSLR?
four. Yeah, yeah, it's the what is that?
And
The
the
T7i.
Canon.
Yeah, it's the Canon T7i, which is
Yeah.
it's a really good camera. Like honestly, that camera turned me into a pro. It is a beginner's dream for a camera.
Yeah.
It's midway between the 4K and the best possible 1080, and with a lot of features because it's got like the flip screen. It's got a lot of different settings. That
Yeah.
camera turned me into a freaking pro. I'm not even gonna lie to
After I
y'all.
was using my phone, because dude, you'd be surprised how good an iPhone does. I even still use it for some things, like I'll put like B-roll, and
Yeah,
I'll use my iPhone to like you'd be surprised at how great it is. But then I got a Canon M50 like the first year, and
yeah,
it worked great. It did 4K, but it didn't have autofocus in 4K. It only had it in
right, right,
1080.
right.
So I sold that to my boy, and I bought the Sony A6400, which is a
Yeah,
beast, except for when you leave it on all night, it overheats. But but yeah, it's a beast. But yeah, it definitely, I feel it's better to have it on camera than a phone. But like these
yeah,
people, I was watching this one channel yesterday. It was like this dude, like he just started a YouTube channel like a couple months ago, and it wasn't sneakers or anything. He was just telling jail stories. He was actually in prison in Georgia, actually, and like he was just telling jail stories, and he just has his like phone, you know what I mean? No
yeah.
editing, no nothing. He
Right.
got 20,000 subscribers in like 2 months.
That's
You,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, you really don't need a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
as creators, you want to create the best thing possible, but like in reality, you just got to connect. You know,
right,
if you can
right,
connect, and there's a
right,
lot of, well, the niche that me and you are in with the sneakers. I mean, it's totally saturated. It's really really hard to break
right,
through.
right,
Um, like, I'm coming up on 5,000 subscribers, but like that's nothing, dude. Like these
right,
dudes, like
right,
Tony D and them, they got almost damn near a million. You know what I
right.
mean? And when
Well,
you
they've
have,
been at it for like 10 years.
yeah, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like when I started this, I told myself, like, listen, I know it's not gonna be easy.
Right,
You know, I told
right,
myself like, "Hey, like, it's gonna be years before people actually care."
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
And, I do have some people, who show up to the streams that watch my videos do well. My lives really, we haven't done many of them. Seems like, I mean, it's like hit or miss, like they do well, but you know what I mean?
right,
But it's just like, it's something that, I love doing this. You know
right.
what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I love
yeah,
just busting it up and talking about whatever and everything like that. But like even still, like even at the video level, like there's so much competition. You gotta figure out a way to be a little bit different, you know what I mean? And you
right,
gotta, you know what I mean? But like I told myself, like, if I just, and same to you, man, like if we just keep doing this, if we just keep doing it, people are gonna show up. Like
right,
eventually 5 years from
right,
now, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's just the thing, like, and that's why you gotta love it. If you don't love it, that's why these
Right.
people that
Yep. Yep.
these newer people that pop up, they don't last. They think it's cool,
Right.
but, like,
And that's the first
the amount of
thing.
work that you gotta do, the amount of rejection, the amount of like, you gotta
Right.
love it. Like, I love it when I have a video that bombs. I
And
know
that's
that sounds dumb, but I love it. 'Cause, like, even me and you was talking through, DM the other day, I'm like, "Well, I noticed this when I do this." You know what
right.
I mean? Or whatever, so, like
Yep.
but, like, I learned from that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right. And
And,
that's the first thing they'll tell you. Any YouTuber will tell you, um, do it because you love it, not
right,
because you want to jump in on the money or because you see somebody else just started and they've got like a crap ton of subscribers. And
right.
there are various reasons why that happens. Either a lot of times people pay for those kind of subscriber counts.
And you would be shocked at how much they do, whether it's even
Right.
just paying for YouTube,
Right.
um, you know what I mean? You pay for ads
Um,
where
a
they push
lot
your
of
video.
people like I've tried the Google ad thing. Um, and I've never put more than like $5 for because you can put a certain amount and you can stretch it out throughout a duration. Like you can
Yeah,
put $1 on your Google ad and stretch that dollar out for the entire week. And it does work. It most definitely does work. But for something like Google Ads, I would say if you're trying to get to a certain milestone to do it, but you're not going to benefit as much if you got over 1,000. Like if you got that 1,000 subscribers or more,
mhm,
definitely do Google Ad and run a couple of ads. I mean, run a couple of
promotion.
campaigns for
Yeah,
about a week or two. Like drop $5 on one video, $5 on another video, and $5 on another video just to get those views in because that's what's paying you when it comes to like hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark. So you will
mhm,
definitely get that money back. You'll definitely get that $5 back. But if you're below 1,000 and you're trying to make that your like mainstay, don't do it. Do not do it. You'll waste more money than you will actually gain. The ends do not justify the means don't justify the ends, or the ends don't justify the means, however that goes. But um, they'll tell you, do not do it because it's a trend. Do it because you love it. Because, like you said, a lot of people find out how hard the grind actually is, and they're
right,
just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not doing this. It's
right,
like you have to have YouTube is for people that have drive.
right,
Yeah, you can take the easy way out, but you won't get the same results, and people will eventually see it. Like those people who buy their subscribers, you'll see and you'll definitely notice because they will have 5,000 subscribers, but they will only have 2 or 3 likes. They'll only have 1 or 2 comments on a video.
right,
The math ain't mathing. That doesn't add up on anything.
right.
So yeah, to piggyback off of what you said, you have to enjoy what you're doing with
Yeah,
videos.
the YouTube thing, yeah, you're right. YouTube is for people with drive, grind, can accept rejection, can keep, persevering past that or whatever. But
Right,
like I mean, I know if I just keep doing this and you keep doing this and everybody that
right.
we know, if we just keep doing this, um, eventually we break through. People like Mr. Beast and what's the other guy? Like the biggest guy? What's his name?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie. Them dudes made thousands of videos, man, before like anything
Yeah,
ever like thousands. I
yeah,
made
yeah.
300 videos on
PewDiePie
my
has been
channel.
on YouTube for over 10 years,
Yeah, I mean,
and if you look
it
back at
takes
his older videos, okay, so like anybody that's big, before like 2015, 2018, they have been doing it since like 2007 or something like that, 2010 when YouTube
yeah,
first started. And it's like they were the only ones to do it. So they
right,
hit at that right time. They were grinding. Like they had low quality videos. They were just sitting in a room by themselves talking. And they were like early adopters. It's like uh putting money in the stock market for Apple when Apple first started. I remember when I was a kid and Apple was like, you could get Apple stock for 3 cents. You could literally get Apple stock for 3 cents because they were telling us about this in school. And even my parents, when I was talking to my parents about it, they were like, why would you put money in stock? That's not going to go anywhere. Look at Apple now. Like, had my parents or had I put stock into Apple when they were like 3 cents in the beginning, I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking. Or maybe I would, but I'd be talking to you all on a different level. I'd be
Yeah.
like, 180, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I've got a pair of shoes that I jumped in the mud in that cost the same amount as your car. Like, but yeah, nevertheless, like you never know. It
Yeah.
happens like that.
Yeah. I'm a just, and, I think, if you do it, we just stay with it, man. We're gonna be all right. But listen, here's a topic somebody just commented that we ain't touch on yet that has been pretty big, and I meant to bring it up, but I didn't. Off whites, the green ones today. Off whites? Question mark.
No,
So yeah, I don't know when they're gonna drop out. No one does. I've seen a lot of people talking about spoofing their sneakers account and all that. Because
yes,
you got to be in Boston. Was no Brooklyn. You got to
Brooklyn.
be in Brooklyn. Boston was the
Yeah,
other one
the
reported.
the, the Brooklyn Museum.
Um, I don't know. I pretty much to me, I feel like it's a lost cause if that's the way it's gonna go. Now, could it drop
Right,
on an off-white website or something and you get them? Sure,
right,
but trying to
right,
spoof your sneakers account, because here's the thing: like, people tried that last time, and some people it worked, and they got it shipped to their address in Kansas or whatever.
right,
But a lot of them got canceled too.
right.
And that's the thing I don't think people are remembering, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they
So,
spoofed it, they got
but
through.
a lot of people, they were getting canceled because their cards were declining them for fraud because it was out of state.
Right.
Um, so here's what I know about the off-white Air Force Ones because I was in the live with HHSB crew. Shout out to HHSB.
Facts.
Um, so there was speculation that they were going to drop yesterday when the figures exhibit opened up in the Brooklyn Museum because there was an image leaked that a lot of the employees had them on. That's why people made the assumption that they were going to do a kind of sneaker
Shock drop.
stash
Yeah.
at the Brooklyn Museum.
Mhm.
Um, Now you can spoof when they do stashes, but you can't spoof when they do reserves because reserves require you to go actually pick in person, pick them up.
Exactly.
Um, that drop didn't happen yesterday. I was on live with HHSB for about 2 hours, and it didn't happen. And he got a source that said that it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen yesterday. It wasn't going to happen today. So as of right now, the release is up in the air. How they're going to do it? If they're going to do a stash at the Brooklyn Museum, like a lot of people are suggesting, it's going to be random, and you can spoof it. Your success depends. They might even do it on an off-white website, but when the day is up in the air.
Yeah, and that's just the thing too, because like the credit cards get canceled because it's an out-of-state purchase. It looks like fraud. Also, if Nike realizes what you just did, and they're shipping it to another place, that you run the risk of it getting canceled there too.
Right,
I'm not saying that you shouldn't try, and I'm not saying that it's a terrible idea in general. Now, if it's me, I'm not wasting my time on that.
right,
I'm just not. I mean, I would rather, wait for it to possibly drop on the Off-White website and, take my chances there, rather than trying to cheat my way through it kind of, you know what I mean?
right,
Because
right,
like, even, like, I'll try to do raffles over in the UK because, a lot of those sneakers drop ahead of time, and then, like, I'll hit on things, and then my credit card company's like, "Nope, you don't live
really,
you don't live in the UK." You know what I mean?
right.
I've
That's crazy.
been successful in the past with doing it, but at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, you're going through channels, like, they got fraud, detectors up and stuff like that to
Right,
where,
right,
you know what I mean? Even, most of the time when you go out of state or you go out of the country, you have to let your bank know that you're going, so that they don't decline all the charges there, so that when you're in
right.
Paris, you know what I mean, and you're trying to buy food,
Especially
they don't decline your charges.
especially when you go to Georgia, because Georgia is it has been considered like fraud capital. Uh, a lot of people try to pull fraud here. So, yeah. If you come to Georgia, just automatically let your bank know that you're going to be making expenditures. Um,
But if I'm on a trip there and they catch you because of the card, it makes little sense, but it's logical. I mean, it
that goes
in
that
theory, the
goes back to
reason,
the point you said on when you're on vacation. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean
yeah,
it
I would,
it might not make sense from your standpoint, but it makes perfect sense
yeah.
because
If you're gonna be there, my best advice would be to let your credit card company know, let your
yes,
bank know, so that they
yeah,
can make those changes for you. Call the number on the back of the card,
yeah, yeah,
and let them know that you are in Brooklyn, New York. You know what I
right.
mean? And
And
but then
do it ahead of time.
the other thing too that kind of sucks is like, what are you gonna do? Just hang out by the museum,
Right,
just in case? Like,
right,
see, it's just to me like the reason, and the reason why they're gonna be doing it like that, and why you got to be at this location or whatever is because, you know what I mean. They want to have this for the people that are there.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't try, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea. You know what I mean? I'm saying if it's me, man, I don't need it
It's
that badly.
it's
I'm
easier to spoof on Android than it is iPhone too. So like I'll tell you that. Like on Android, it's an app. For iPhone, you gotta connect your iPhone to a computer.
mhm.
Like you've got to go through hell and high water on an iPhone. But like when I went out of the country, like I had to go from state to state, and then I left the country. When I did that, when I had to do that, I let my bank know a week in advance before I actually did it. And when I called and let them know, like they were like, it's a good idea that you did this so early because more than likely we would have declined your charges and you probably would have been stuck somewhere.
Right.
So like when I went out of the country and I used their ATMs, like my bank card worked fine.
Right.
Otherwise, like I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have worked. So yeah, it's always a good idea if you plan on going out of state or out of country to let your bank know. Otherwise, you'll be shit out of luck when you're out of the country. You can't call because your phone doesn't allow you to make those kind of long distance calls, or you're stuck with your phone roaming and you're out of cash.
What did he say? Hold up. I am spoofing from Spain.
Yeah, I
So,
don't know how that one's gonna go.
yeah,
More than
buddy.
likely, you're not gonna get those, no matter how hard you spoof,
That's
because
like an
even
additional
if
barrier too, like, because then
right,
you're asking them to ship it to Spain. I mean,
right,
hey,
right,
listen, I wish you all the luck. I hope that if you're putting in that much footwork and that much
right,
effort, I really
right.
hope you get them. I mean, I really,
Spoofing, spoofing from Spain, I want you to get them. I
yeah,
want you to get
yeah,
them.
I want
But
you to get them. Matter of fact, man, if you're new here, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram, follow Homegrown on Instagram.
let
Let
me
us
know
know
how
if
that
you get them.
goes.
Let us know if you get them, man, for real. Like, I hope you get them because, like, it looks like you're going through some stuff, and you really, really want them. So, I mean, I hope you get them, man, for real.
So it's like what I say. Nike doesn't typically ship out of the US. And vice versa. Europe Nike doesn't typically ship within the States. So um, you're in the EU territory. Um, I've never known, to be 100% honest with you, I've never known EU to ship, the US to ship to EU.
Because
And
they got their own sneakers thing over there.
right, right. And I've never even known like Foot Locker US. And like usually like the foot stores are more lenient to shipping out of the country than like the sneakers apps or anything like that. And I've never even known like the US foot stores to ship out of the country. I think like as soon as they see that, like they automatically decline payments for that. So whereas I'd have been privy to like European foot stores shipping to the US, like Foot Locker Europe, or something like that. I've known them to ship to the US, but I've never known it to go the other way around. Yeah, I mean, hey, good luck to you for that.
Yeah, man, definitely keep us updated. Definitely if you're new, man,
Oh, okay.
subscribe.
You got a friend who has an address in New York. Okay, now that works. That'll definitely work if you can get them to like if you can ship them to your friend's address and your friend ship them to you. Then yeah, that's always a possibility. But if it was straight from U.S. to Europe, yeah, no, that wasn't gonna happen. You know, and I hate to rain on parades and things like that. Because you know we all want the same thing. You know, we all want to be able to get a pair of shoes, but uh, yeah, that would have been a tough one.
Have you seen the resale prices for these Air Force Ones?
I think they're like $3,000 or something like that. Probably more than
Bruh,
that.
bruh. Let me look them up. I think they're higher than that.
Maybe 10, 20 grand, somewhere around there.
I don't know
So,
about that, but like they're high. Hold up. Let me get myself back up in here.
because I think what you call it was talking about them the other day.
My size 3,500. Your size $4,000. I see why
Yeah,
people want
yeah,
them.
yeah. For $4,000, if I can get them in my size, they gone like that
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
door.
and you know
I
me, I
wouldn't
don't
even
even sell. I don't ever part with nothing, but these would have to go. I could.
right,
This would change my life for a couple months.
right.
I'd be
I
living
would
large
not
and like
even I would not even wear those for clout purposes, just to say that like I had them. You know, as a matter of fact, I don't even know if I would immediately push them out of the door. I would get them and hold them for about a month and then push them out the door. Because
it's gonna be limited. There ain't gonna be no pairs, and the prices might go up.
right, right, right,
Yeah,
and
me, I'd be living large in like a fresh pair of some Travis Scott and two bands.
right, right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Like, you know, I'd be living pretty low, or I get like, and you know, I don't sell. Yeah, I keep everything. You know that I keep everything, but
right.
these would definitely be gone. I'm sorry. Like if I
How
hit
much
these,
are the blue pairs going for the Momos? Because there's a blue and a yellow pair.
I know the yellow pairs. I think were like two bands.
I wish they would shut that doggone dog up. Like,
These ones,
yeah,
the like the baby blue ones.
yeah,
I actually like these better. They're not
yes,
as
those are
much.
a lot better.
They're not as much. 2,500 for size 8, and 10 is 20, basically 25. It's basically $2,500 shoe, basically.
Oh, okay. So then, like, how much is the off white, the original 10 pair going for? The white ones that are below in that picture. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they're 2,500. So basically,
Yeah,
all of them are sitting around 2,500, 3,000.
yeah. Them yellow ones, I think, were like two bands. Like, where they at? Where they even at? Did I pass them?
The first ones at the
There they
top.
go. There they go.
Yeah.
Um, they're a little bit, yeah, like going for like 2K ish. I'm not paying two grand for an Air Force
Right,
One.
right. Okay, so never mind. Knowing what I know, with the yellow ones and the white ones and the blue ones sitting at about 2,500. Those green ones at 4,000, three to $4,000. They're going out the door. They're immediately going out the door.
I mean, how you said that you would just hold them for a little bit. Actually, I would probably just get rid of them quick because it looks like all of them go
Right.
down there in 2 grand. So
Because
I would,
because at one point the Momos were going for over $4,000.
yeah.
So I was going based off of that number. But yeah, I mean, going based off of the numbers that they're currently resting at, $4,000 for that green shoe in my size, oh, they're going out the door. They're
Yeah.
going out the door, and I don't care about any future price raises. They're comfortably going out the door.
Yeah, 4 grand. Matter of fact, I probably let them go for 35 just so I get rid of them quick.
Right.
Because
That's
the track record shows that they go down to about 2 grand or less after time.
right.
Like it doesn't look like they're increasing, especially in this market. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's dope.
That,
I
that
mean,
kind of number is a portion of settlement money. I'm talking about like small claims settlement kind of money. That's a portion of small claims settlement money.
yeah, like somebody's tree fell and hit your roof.
Right. 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 So
Yeah,
like, yeah. No, those are definitely have to go.
yeah. Hey, but I mean, anybody who's trying to put that much work in, um, the price is gonna drop to 1K, I think, than the others.
Initially, no.
Mm,
Maybe over time, yeah. Uh, but with them sitting at so you have to think about like current numbers compared to like current resale numbers compared to actual stock numbers. The stock of these is not going any higher than 100,000 pairs.
if it's
Uh,
even that high.
right, right. If it even comes close to that. If I had to throw a round guess out there, I would say that these currently are probably sitting at the stock number of like 60 to 80,000 pairs, and that's being generous. Um,
I mean,
so
and
with
that and that and that's if Off-White drops them or in the
right,
Nike sneakers app drops them. If they are really only gonna be dropping them as a sneaker stash, this is gonna have, like, ridiculously low
right,
I mean, because
right,
there's not gonna be 80,000 people in that location. You
right,
know what I mean? Like,
right.
that's a stadium, you know what I
So
mean? Like,
like even at 60 to 80,000 pairs, if the resale value is 3,500 to $4,000, um, even on release day, even if they dropped all 80,000 pairs on release day, that number is not touching 2,000. That number is not that resale number is not going to touch 2,000. So, um, will they ever touch 1,000? I highly doubt it. Like,
I don't think they'll go down that low. He
right,
also asked, "Do you think the market will recover?" It really
not
depends.
immediately, not anytime.
It's gonna be a while, and honestly, it's really gonna depend on the United States economy. I know you're in
Yes,
Spain.
yeah,
It's really
yeah,
gonna we drive this country, like it or not, drives everything in pop culture.
right,
You know what I mean? And
right,
right now the economy here is taking a big hit with inflation.
right,
Um, we haven't yet hit the recession. I know people think we're entering it or we've already entered it, but like when you hit a recession, people lose jobs. I think that a
right,
recession is probably necessary in order to level everything back off.
right, right,
I have a background in finance, but I am not an economist. But
right,
I know a little bit to tell you that things have to crash before it gets better. So you're going to
right.
see things in our economy right now. I mean, things are almost unattainable as far as being able to
Just the
afford enough
basics.
food, enough gas, enough essentials
Right,
that you need for everyday life.
right,
To where it's gonna take. I would say. I mean, and this is me being hopeful. I think it's going to take by the time our next presidential election comes up. Uh,
yeah, yeah. It's
no
gonna
matter
take at
which
least
way it
5
goes,
years.
and I'm not getting into politics. I don't think it matters which side wins, but I do think that it's going to take that time frame
Right,
in order
right,
for things to level off because right now things are just way too high, and
right,
because our everyday essential needs is costing so much, things like sneakers really to us it's important because we're in the culture, we care about these type of things, but
right,
for the everyday person who may cop 2 Air Force Ones per year, 1 black, 1 white, and they're good,
right,
maybe they don't need to. Maybe they're
and
good with what they had last year, and they don't need to
right,
spend money on this. But, for people like us, we're looking at it just from the sneaker market, but it's more than that. So when things recover in that aspect, from an economic standpoint, then I think, like, the sneaker market will recover. Now, will it ever be 2020, 2021 again? I don't think
No,
so. I don't
no,
think things will ever
no.
be like that again unless there's another catastrophe that attacks the entire world.
Right,
Where, you know what I mean? Like what happened over the past couple years as far as the pandemic and all that stuff, those are things that people that are alive today have never experienced.
right,
You know what I mean? And to adjust to that, um, definitely drove the prices up for things that it shouldn't have. You know what I mean? So should a Jordan 1 that just released with 100,000 pairs should have been going for $800? No.
no,
No, and
absolutely,
it's never gonna be like that again.
no,
Things
no,
will There's definitely releases that you're gonna see that are gonna be worth money. There's definitely, collaborations and things of that nature that will always be worth money, and definitely, you'll be able to make a ridiculous amounts of money on. But, like, as far as, like, your everyday GR Jordan 13 Court Purple going for $500, never again
right,
will that happen in my
right. I
opinion.
was gonna say, like, you will probably never again in our lifetime, at least, I will say this. You will probably never again in our lifetime see a basic Jordan 1 go for above, like you said, $500. That was the number that was in my head. You will never see that happen again. When whatever is supposed to happen happens, um, it's it, 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 it's going to change. It's going to change a lot of things. Like you said, my magic number for a reset to happen or things to like level back out again is about 4 to 5 years. Um, that's my magic number, and that's just going off of what I've seen over the last couple of years or what I've seen in my lifetime. I because I don't have like the level of visual insight that you have. I don't have a tenth of it. Only thing I can go off of is just life experience. But um, when it crashes or whatever, it's gonna take a while. The biggest oversight that our government made, and it's a lot of our government's fault, and it's a lot of our own fault as Americans. And I don't want to get too political or too theoretical or conspiracy theorist, but the biggest oversight that they made was for the big medical mishap that we had. Real, fake, planned, or accident. That was the biggest oversight that the government made in terms of how to handle things. They poorly misjudged the kind of people that we are today. And because of that, it kind of screwed everything up. Like it screwed everything up terribly because like they've shaved the amount of food you get. Let's say like peanut butter. They've shaved the amount of peanut butter you get in a jar by 6%, and you're still paying the same price. In smaller or like cheaper states, gas is still like four something. In California, I think somebody said gas is almost like $8 if it's not $8. Places like California, New York,
That's insane.
where cost of living is high. Absolutely, that is freaking mind blowing. And then like they've screwed us all so bad. They've screwed us all so bad. So yeah, like you won't see the sneaker market. You can even look if you look at the stock market, you can look at how bad they've screwed us, and you can get a tell of where everything else is going based upon like the look of the stock market. And it
Listen,
ain't
man, even my 401k is down 25%, and it's been like that way for like 3-4 months.
oh yeah, that's terrible. That is terrible. That is
I'm
terrible,
literally
man.
losing money having it.
Right,
But
right,
I mean,
right.
the thing is it will correct, and I should and with most stocks, when things correct, you normally get that back
Right.
over time.
Right.
It's not going to be something quick. It's not going to be, you know what I mean? I mean, unfortunately, this is the world that we live in today. I mean, and it's just, you can blame whatever you want, you can blame whoever you want, but the fact of the
Right.
matter is that whenever you have something that was this catastrophic, not just for the United States, but the entire world. I mean,
Right.
some other places are, what I mean, still struggling hardcore with
Right.
some of those issues. You know what I mean? Some of these states are still struggling
Right.
with some of these
Right.
issues. I hope it gets better. I hope that, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, we're 2.5 years into this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's something that, it's like a apocalyptic kind of, you know, Bible type stuff.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if we ever will get back to being the way it was. Whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that we'll be so in tune to the way that the world is now and the way that things are going now that like we'll just move forward. Like, I hate to use the term new normal, but you know what I mean? Like, who knows? I mean, is it going to go back to the way we were in 2019? I mean,
It would take the majority of us to really pay attention again, um, because we are so far removed from what happens on not even a government level, but we're so far removed what happens on a state and legislative level that like they're able to do whatever they want or pass like crazy laws and things like that. And we step back, and then when it happens, we're like, where did this come from? What? Really? So, I mean, we have to get to a point to where we pay attention. We really, really pay attention and stop being, distracted by uh, small media things.
Here's another thing too, also, not to just get, like, really political or
Right,
anything, because like, I am
right,
not I do not care whether you're a
right,
Republican or that's who I am as a person. I care about how it's affecting my life, but I'll put it to you
right,
like this,
right,
like, the Supreme Court thing on abortion, whether you agree or you don't to that, I feel like we just took a step backwards as,
yes,
a human society.
yes, yeah,
Um, the fact that you're taking rights away from women who is a minority. They're a minority, just like,
right,
ethnicities and stuff like that. You know what I mean? There was the time they couldn't vote. The fact that we are now removing rights away from women, who knows what's next?
right,
And
right,
and I don't think that, especially what we've all been through, this is the time to remove rights. I don't think
right,
there's ever a good time to remove rights or it
right,
should ever be
right,
done. But the fact that,
right,
like, they're doing that and, like, you now women are gonna be put in certain positions depending on what state they live in or whether their
right,
lives are at risk, like, whatever that is,
right,
whether you agree or you don't disagree, you should never be, um, agreeing with removing rights away
right.
from
and
anyone.
and speaking on that, not to get you off base, but it's crazy when these shoe stores have to make posts that say, if you end up in a situation like that, we will pay for you to go to whatever state
Right.
and handle those payments, not necessarily the procedures, but handle the expenses of
The
having to
travel and all
go
that.
to the state. Yeah. And I saw another post that said it's crazy because guns have more rights than women now. But yeah,
Yeah, like I said, I mean, like, personally, like, Imma tell you, like, I fundamental dude, I can't harm a fly. Like, I would feel terrible. Like, I ran over a cat one time with my car. Dude, I felt terrible, bro. Like, so in theory, like when you say things like, "Oh, well, yeah, I don't agree with killing children." Like who does? But like at the same time, like when I was born into this world, these are the rights that women had.
right,
You know what I mean? And now you're taking so what's next? What are you going to take like you know what I mean? Are you going to attack the LGBTQ community or black people right? Like, what's next? You
Right,
know what I mean? Because
right,
like I didn't think
right,
that this would ever be a thing, and now
right.
it's a
Well,
thing.
with that whole women thing, I think it's circumstantial.
Right.
I always believe in circumstances because not everything is black and white.
Right.
Not everything is black and white. There are
Right.
grays, there are magentas, and all that other kind of stuff in there.
Mhm.
But yeah, like human interaction and living life is not numbers.
Also, my
Numbers are the other thing
my
that are
point
empirical.
my point that I was trying to make is like even though the economy isn't the way it is, we also have these factors. I mean, typically women make less than men. I
Yes.
mean, obviously they don't do the same job as men. Like they're not going to do concrete work.
Right.
The majority of,
Right.
not all of them, you know what I mean?
On
But
average, yeah, they make less than men. Like,
yeah, they make less than men. You know what I mean? So our economy, from every which way, right now is being attacked or compromised or exploited or exploded or whatever term you want to use.
right,
Because laws and things like that factor into where people go, where they spend their money. You know what I mean? Now that if there's a company like that maybe they're against it now, people will boycott that company. You know what I mean? It's like
right,
a lot of things, and it all
right,
factors in. So I mean, I'm gonna tell you, like, as far as the sneaker market goes, that's the least of our
right,
problems. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like I said, it matters to us because like we're in the game, we care about it because this is who we are as people. We grew up in this culture, and it matters to us. But really, until you start seeing a change in the world economy, the United States economy, and all that, I think it's going to be a while. You're going to see it crash and burn before you see it rebuild and grow.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
I know that was a long-winded answer, but you know, that's just the
Sometimes things lead to other things, and those
yeah,
lead to
well, I
other.
mean, well, especially too, because he's from Spain. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like he's
right.
not, like I typically don't watch the news anymore. I typically
Yeah, I
try
don't
not
watch
to.
it at all.
Only thing, like it'll come up on like my news feed and whatever, and then I'll
Yeah,
Google it or something and then see what's
yeah,
going on. But
yeah.
like I typically like I am not big on politics. Like I really
American
try to
news
avoid it.
is terrible because the only thing you see in American news is you will get what I would say 30% politics, 60% uh criminal activity, and then maybe and probably less than that. I'm being generous. Then you'll get 10% good news. Um, and it probably drops down. To be honest with you, you probably have like maybe 5 to 3% of good news on the news, and then the rest is left to basically crime. And then the other half, like the majority of it is crime and things like that,
Yeah.
to kind of paint like a false narrative. Um, and then the rest of it is politics. So yeah, the news is terrible. I stopped watching the news maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more than that. Like
Yeah,
I avoid the news at all costs. And it's even gotten so to the point where within the last like 5 or 6 years or so, I haven't watched TV. I don't know when the last time it was that I watched TV. Now I'm looking at like streaming services. Like,
yeah. There's nothing on TV anyways.
yeah,
All this stuff's on the streaming services.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So
the only reason why I even keep my cable is just so I could watch sports,
yes, yes, that's it. Yeah,
you
that's
know?
it.
So, but yeah, yeah, it's just the way it is. I mean, this world, it's a crazy world we live in. And everything, it's like a trickle down effect. Everything affects everything else. And, I don't know, man, it's weird. I remember growing up, man, and that, I never thought we'd be as a society, as human beings, be in the positions that we are,
Yeah,
and experience the things. Like, there's so much money in this world, and there's so many resources, but there's people that starve. You know what I mean? And
so greedy. Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like, what was it? Elon Musk said that he could stop world hunger. I think somebody
Yeah,
called him out, like trying to call him out. And I like Elon Musk. I'm not,
yeah,
you know, what I mean, I think
yeah.
he's brilliant. But someone said he has enough money to end world hunger, and he's I forget what his response was, but it was something along the lines like, "Okay, I'll do that, but you got to do this
Right,
or something." I forget what it was. You got to Google it, but
right, right.
I
I can
mean,
understand because a lot of people want people to do things and they don't want to have to give anything in return.
yeah,
Um, Nothing is free. It's not a bad motto to have, but nothing is free.
right,
Everything comes at a cost. I don't
yep,
care if you're the one giving it out or you're the one receiving it. It comes at a cost. Uh, so, I mean, like, there are tons of people that could end world hunger. The Rockefellers, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, um, but nobody ever says anything
George
to them about
Bezos,
ending
Jeff
world hunger.
Bezos from Amazon.
Yeah, yeah. But nobody ever says anything about that. The only reason they said something to Elon Musk is because Elon Musk likes to entertain people
Yeah,
um, socially.
right,
So, I mean, anybody of that caliber could very well end world hunger. That's like telling sheiks over in Arabia, you could end hunger. You could end like the war violence. They absolutely could. But people are too happy in the status quo. In order for people to be mega rich, there are people that have to be extremely poor. The
exactly.
world feeds off of and exists because of poor people.
Yep, you have to exploit one to get the other.
Yes.
I wasn't gonna pick up my stage hazes I hit on Snipes raffle, but I did so I can beat these up and preserve my military black force. Not a bad plan, honestly.
Hey, yeah.
Um, yeah, the military blacks are dope. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. And ones look better beat than fours. So yeah, that's
they
definitely
do. They do. They definitely do. I got two dead stock pairs of military blacks. I will be on DSing one if I ever get a day off where it's not raining and I have somewhere to be.
look at that.
Yeah.
This is
It's been
about to
really
be
it's
the
been
fall
really,
time.
really hot here too. It's another thing. I don't even want to be outside half the time. I just go
Yeah.
outside to go to work and then come home and sit in the air conditioner.
The ice man cometh. It's about to be fall time. So good luck with that. You got like
Yeah.
another month and a half. And
It
and
stays pretty warm here until like October, and then
okay.
yeah, and
So
then
like I can actually see you wearing your nines before you wear your fours.
yeah,
Um
they're both gonna look good with sweatpants and a little hoodie and stuff. You know what I mean? So like I ain't sweating it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. No, definitely congrats on the pickup with the stage hazes. It's actually not a bad sneaker, honestly.
yeah,
Um,
nice.
I mean, it's a great looking sneaker. I mean, you can't go wrong with black, white, and gray. But there's just so many black, white, and
Right,
gray or white and gray
right, right.
sneakers that come out in 2022. This isn't one you absolutely needed to get. I understand that, but yeah, definitely a good plan. You know, beat those up. Probably paid the 170 for them because you said you got them from Snipes. But
Yes.
the new Jordan 1 prices is now $180. So let's see if you feel that way next time you pick up a one.
Right, right. 180 and a in a steadily inflating economy market, and you know the jobs pay is not inflating. I mean, keeping up with inflation. So
Like, could you imagine if
woohoo!
you had a minimum wage job right now and gas is
Right,
dollars a gallon or
right.
even $5 a gallon like it is here? Like, what's the point? You're better off like quitting and going on welfare. At least you get food stamps and
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, yeah, I mean
And that's what
it's
the government feeds off of. That's one of
yeah,
those things where, in order to be extremely rich, like somebody has to be extremely poor.
yep. And then they use that as political power to get the votes from those people. Yeah, it's just like
Yep,
it's just all
yep,
nonsense.
yep.
Yeah.
Not to get political. Maybe that's something for another day.
Definitely another time, but I mean, like we try not to, but like it filters in. These are our lives. This is what we're going through, you know. So, what do you consider your favorite shoe from your collection? I swear this question comes up
A
a
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
I honestly don't have one. I love them all. I mean, do I love them all equally? No, but do I treat them all fairly? Yes.
It's like children.
Yep.
Um, for me, depending on the day and what's available in front of me or what I can think of right off the top of my head, the answer is going to be different. But um, and you know, it's kind of hard to say the favorite over any of them. But um, my most prized shoe, I'll go there. I won't say favorite, but it is my most prized because the odds of you getting them are slim to none. Um, I have some shoe surgeon Anthony Davis Ruffles collab Jordan 1s. Um, and they are one of six total that I can remember. There's only six pairs, three highs and three lows. Um,
You make a video on them?
yes, I did.
I'm gonna check
It's
that
one
out.
of
I'm
my
gonna get off this stream.
very it's one of my very first videos. What's his name? A Sneaker Life has a pair of the highs. I have a pair of the highs, and I don't know who has the other pair of highs. Harrison Neville might have the last pair of highs, or he might have the lows. But I know Jock Slade has the lows, and I don't know the other two people that have the other pairs of lows. But they are one of six total,
So
three highs, three lows.
they're all YouTubers though.
Yes, yes. I was not at the time when I got them. I was getting into YouTube. I won them through a raffle. So
Super lucky.
yeah. So
I'm gonna
so
check that video out, bro.
that's how I got them.
Is it one of your first videos?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't even know the title of that video. I just know it has a picture of Anthony Davis and his unibrow or his monobrow, whatever you want to call it, on the thumbnail. But yeah, that's one of my most prized ones. Really dope. So yeah, that's one of my prized. Currently, my favorite right now would be um, I'm scanning around the room. I'm seeing SBs, I'm seeing dunks, military fours, Travis Scott, one highs. I know I was fiending for the Travis Scott one highs for a long time, and I got them. But as of right now, my most favorite Jordan right now is my Alma Manier threes. Um, I love the message. I love the quality. I love the look. Um, and that puts them above like the Travis Scotts and things like that. Because it's a complete shoe. It's a complete shoe altogether.
My favorite shoe at the moment, and like I said, this stuff changes all the time. But my favorite shoe that I look forward to wearing, and I try to put outfits towards, and I look forward to it, kind of thing.
Ooh, you man. See why? Look, okay. Y'all should have known. I don't know why I didn't expect that.
This is, I mean, I just think this is such a dope shoe. It's
Yeah, it is.
like
It is.
honestly, like the materials ain't the best in the world. It's not. I mean, but the colorway's fire.
Yeah,
It's just to me, it's the colorway. It's the colorway.
right, right. You know, I would think that shoe would probably be a lot better as a union. You know how they did the Storm Blues and the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I would have loved to have seen like Union with that color blocking, maybe do the two that were supposed to drop in '85, the Heritage and the other blue one. I would have loved to have seen them do that as a Jordan 1 high, the way they did like the Storms and the other ones.
To complicate a little more, which is the one that most caused the most illusion to get them?
Which one was the hardest one for me to? Which one has given me a fit to get that I have? Um,
I feel like I feel like things have just been so hard for so long,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Most of them, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, honestly, like we had such a crazy couple of years that like getting anything for retail felt like winning the lottery.
Um, so a shoe that I wanted bad that was hard to get. I'll tell you a shoe that I want bad that's still eluding me is the Wings 12. Um, the Wings 12 is such a great shoe. But I just don't want to pay anywhere above 500 for that shoe. Like 4, 3, I'll pay it, but 6, 5, no. Um, the Travis Scott one would have to be that shoe. You know, the Mocha ones would have to be the shoe to answer that because I messed up so bad. I messed up incredibly bad when it came to that shoe because when it first dropped, they were sitting below $400, and I just said I'm not gonna do it. And I was like, I'm just gonna wait till they come down because I was pretty new to like sneakers and everything and didn't really understand how they worked in terms of resale fluctuation. And when they just went up and up and up and up and up, and I'm just like, ah, are you serious? And then I bit the bullet. I said, I'm gonna do it once just to get that experience. I bit the bullet and I paid the 1K resale for it. I've got the experience. I don't have to have that experience again, which is why you don't see me. You probably won't see me like chomping at the bit to pay over a K for a shoe. But yeah, that would be that shoe to answer your question.
And honestly, like, even though like you probably feel bad about that, the way you were kind of like telling the story, 1K is a steal for that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't feel bad for paying 1K for it. But when I mean, if I compare 1K to like 400, what I could have gotten to that, that's kind of a yeah kind of moment. But man,
Have you worn
when
them?
I spent that 1K and because crazy story, I bought a pair off of eBay, and I'm not gonna make it long. I'm gonna try to shorten it, but I bought a pair off of eBay. I spoke to the guy. The guy said he had got them from his cousin. That his cousin had won them or whatever, and he said his cousin gave them to him, and he just wasn't into them, and that he was just trying to sell them, and it was right when they were at $1,000. He was selling them for like 800, somewhere like that, somewhere in between there, a fairly decent price to where he was making money, and a decent price to where they weren't low compared to the market value, and too low compared to the market value. And I said, well, can you verify where your cousin got them? And he was like, no, I can't verify him. I'm not too sure, but this is what I'm selling them for, blah, blah, blah. And I messaged him. I said, okay, well, I'll take the chance on them in good faith. But if I find out that they're not real, and this was like a little bit before eBay authentication, I said, if I find out that they're not real, I'm going to return them. I'm going to send them back to you. And he was like, yeah, no problem. That's cool. I get them in. I compare him with one of my best friends because I know he had got his from a raffle at the local shoe store. I compared him to him. I hit him with a black light. This is when the black light theory first hit, and they were fake. And I messaged the guy back, and the guy was trying to completely run. He was like, "Well, I told you I didn't know that if they were real or not." That's besides the point, buddy. We had this conversation. So he tried to like say, "No, you're stuck with them. It is what it is." That's not what we agreed on. I called eBay, and this was at the time also when eBay was like, you have to prove that they're not real, meaning you have to go to Nike and have Nike authenticate them. And Nike wasn't doing that. They've never done that. So that was almost an impossible bet. But lucky for me, I had been selling and buying on eBay for years with no issues, been a good eBay or whatever. And I also ran across a girl who was a sneakerhead, the girl in customer service. She was a sneakerhead and her boyfriend was a sneakerhead more than she was. And I'm like, hey, these are fake. I know they're fake. You know, legit checked them, tested them out. I didn't even have to be a pro to see that they were fake. And she said, you know what? We're gonna get you your money back because that sucks. He even tried to run from eBay. So what they did was they ended up giving me all of my money back. I could have kept the shoes, but I was like, nah, I'm not going to keep these.
Yeah.
And I sent them back to him, and he got them back. They took the money out of his account. Like, they took the money from his bank account. Whether they overdrafted his account or not, don't know, don't care. But
Right.
as soon as he got them in, like, he sent me a nasty message, like, bro, whatever. I didn't care because I'm just like, well, I don't give a damn what you say. You got your fake ass shoes. At least now you know they're fake, so you can
Right.
sell them wherever you want to sell them, however you want to sell them, for what you want to sell them, and be honest about it if that's what you choose. But I got my money back. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go spend that cash because I'd rather not have that experience. And I mean, like, I got them in the mail from Goat because I didn't even want to go to StockX because StockX was a little bit cheaper. I got them in the mail from Goat, peeled back that paper, smelled that shoe, and pulled them out the box, and I was like, I was like, man, and I still have that feeling every time I pull these shoes out of that box, and I've only pulled. This is probably maybe the third time I've ever pulled them out of the box, and it just, man, in my mind, uh, it just, man, that smells so damn good. It just feels so good to
I
have.
mean, those are so fire, and you know what? You paid 1K, they're going for 2K. So if your world ever ends, man, and you have to part with them, at least you get, you know what I mean? At least you'll make a
Yeah,
little bit of money off of them.
like, this is one of those situations where you just want to lick the bottom, but I'm not gonna lick the bottom because I'm not weird like that. But I
I
mean,
mean, they're dead stock. You can.
it just brings that level of excitement for me, and it's just like, I love these pink laces, man. Like, 5 laces, the stash pocket in the back, the materials are insane. From the suede to the side panels to the toe box, like, gosh, man, like,
Such a dope shoe.
mm, mm, like, mm, it's crazy. It is crazy.
And you can't wear them because you spent 1K on
I mean,
them.
you know what? I don't mind wearing them, even though I spent 1,000 on them. Because still, if I wore them one time, I would still be able to get more than 1,000 back for them. So, like, but even if I wasn't able to get anything back for them, I would still put them on my foot because I've got so many other pairs of shoes that I've gotten for retail that I know I might never put on my feet and make that $1,000 back easy,
Yeah.
easy, just like that. So, I mean, I've made that back selling Yeezy 350. I
Hmm.
made well over 2 grand selling Yeezy 350. And I did that in selling maybe like 3 or 4 pairs. I've made 2 grand back. So,
Hey, it's a dope shoe, man. That's a nice pickup. I need to
yeah,
get those someday.
like,
Someday.
man. And then
Someday.
I've got the Storm Blues. I got those at retail. So, I mean,
Yeah, can't argue with that. But I think I'm about to hop off of here, man. Uh,
yep. We've been running for a good little time. We almost ran into 4 hours, man.
yeah, for time flies when you do this, man. Definitely time
So,
flies.
yeah, man, I definitely appreciate everybody who has been sitting in here with us, especially listening to me talk. Uh, like, you all make it worthwhile, man. Like, you all might not think you matter, but you all
You guys
are
definitely
the most
matter.
important.
Hopefully, you guys keep showing up for us when we do this because we really enjoy it. Definitely go sub up to the homie Homegrown Kicks YouTube channel, and your Instagram is homegrown underscore kicks. If you want to
Yes,
follow him on
underscore in
Instagram,
between kicks and homegrown.
yeah, definitely go give him a follow.
Hello? Yeah. What? Hey, I'm doing a live right now. Chill out. I'll call you back later.
Yeah. But definitely go check my man out right here. And we'll be sure we'll be back soon at some point, maybe over the next couple of days.
Yeah,
We
we've
wanna
got
we wanna
another
do like a
topic that'll probably drive you all and make you all think a little bit.
yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to that. I got
Yeah,
some stuff I
yeah,
wanna say. Got some
yeah.
stuff. Maybe Sunday if you're available.
So yeah. For me, the week will be good. The week will be great, as far as I know. So whether you want to go early to catch people overseas, or if you want to go late into the early to catch people, hey,
How you feel about Sunday?
Sunday, uh, what? Early morning Sunday, I'm good. Sunday after 8 p.m., I'm good. So, um,
I just don't want to do it on the 4th.
right.
So what? That would be tomorrow. So,
Right.
I'm thinking it's Friday for some. Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe tomorrow night.
Yeah. So
See
either
if you can
tomorrow
get
night
D up here.
or after the 4th. Yeah. I'm all for it.
Yeah, man. We're gonna do it soon. I'll hit you in the DMs. Thank you for everybody who stopped through the channel today. Thanks for everybody who subscribed to the channel today. I am like 13 subscribers away from 4,600.
Oh snap!
Yeah, so we'll get that here in a couple of days. If you're new, man, make sure you guys sub up. Really do appreciate it. I know I don't listen. That's a plus too. I don't sit here and ask you to subscribe every 5 minutes. I don't ask you to like every 5 minutes. I know that's probably to my detriment, but please like the live. Please sub up to the channel.
Hit that like button, but don't
Please
break your
go
foot
sub
like
up to my boy right here too, because like he's a very good mind when it comes to sneakers and just humor in general. I appreciate you coming on here, and I enjoy doing these with you.
I'm trying to Professor Xavier everybody and make them sub and hit that like button. Yeah, go ahead and do that because I just mind controlled you.
All right, guys. I'll see you all later.
All right, you all have a happy Saturday. Have a great Sunday. If we don't see you Sunday, and
Happy
we'll
4th
catch
of
you
July.
on next time. Okay? We'll catch you on next time.
Peace.
Keep pushing kicks.